together to do
chemicals or
you see it?
Yes.
It was fun.
It was only like a year ago.
Just
Pretty recent.
$100.
I have it, I never watched it.
Fun.
I was looking, my movie collection is 2,800, and I would say I've watched maybe 500 out of them. Can you imagine?
You know, Mark, you have those on your server?
Yeah. They just sit on my server. My Plex server. Talib actually watches more of my movies from his house in Aurora than I watch in my own.
You gave me access, and I forgot it. Damn, I gotta do that again. My kids would love that. I got definitely would love it.
Denver.com.
Just thousands upon thousands. Buddy, what's going on? How's biz, man? Is this a good time of year?
Yeah, between now and Thanksgiving.
Good. And then it dies?
Yeah, it dies between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Because everybody's going to wait till either after,
yeah,
or they're going to get it done before.
We'll do a done right thing where schedule with us now, contract with us now, and we'll put it in right after everybody leaves for the holidays.
One of the most exciting developments in modern medicine involves regenerative.
We'll give them 13% off, like he does. You ever notice that commercial of his?
13.
He does done right home improvements. He's going to give 13% off if you buy now. I just think it's funny because he always does like something weird like that.
Downtown's Healthcare are nationwide.
24.5% off today only.
Which is why I'm doing it myself. Learn more at downtownshealthcare.com. That's downtownshealthcare.com.
I got to have you come. We're going to finally do our basement. I want that exact carpet you did in the rest of the house. It's the Shaw waterproof, light-proof.
Yeah.
But they'll still have that same exact color, right?
Cash offer already approved, not
I just want to get it.
Yes.
I hate the whole thing of padding. Now that I have carpet, that nothing goes into the padding, I hate the carpet where things can seep into the padding.
Yeah, it's all gross now.
It fucking freaks me out now. I don't know why it hasn't been made that way forever. There's no reason things should go into the carpet.
Technology to read that like that.
Because they have that aren't listening getting ripped off. Now, we don't relish in the fact that there are a lot of people getting ripped off. We love helping people, and we know that no matter how many people we help, there will always be more people to help. You can avoid a lot of problems, of course, if you go to referralist.com to begin with. And I can say, without a doubt, the only true list with protection for you. There's just no doubt in my mind. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, listen. We have a show today about anything you want, but we have Buddy Mitchell in from Simply Floors, and he is in from the referral list. We always have someone in, and then I'll also highlight another member at random. But I wanted to mention something about floor coverings. The idea of things seeping through a carpet into a pad never bothered Mark before. It never bothered me before until we realized that now there is what's called a waterproof carpet. But truly, you don't buy that carpet because it's waterproof. Really, it's because it's sealed from the padding. Think about this. If your cat pees,
your dog pees on the carpet, or coffee, or wine, or a beer. When you clean the surface, you very seldom get it all out of the padding. Oh, I know people tell you they're going to get it out. But you know what? Before they get to the padding, it goes down into the subfloor. I'll venture to say that most anyone who has their carpet and their padding removed, I could find residual sediment, liquid, residual gases within that subfloor. When I say subfloor, I'm talking plywood, or chipboard, or a pressboard, whatever they use for subfloors. What's the most popular? Plywood, right, buddy?
Yeah.
Right now? Yeah. So most houses, they're built over joists. And the joists, you lay down plywood. Then over the plywood, you either put your mastic for your tile or your padding for your carpeting. And that subflooring is disgusting. No matter how quickly you think you get to it, it goes through the carpet, into the pad, into the subfloor. Now, obviously, you're not going to tear all that out, but if you're doing it again, how about having carpeting that never lets anything get below the fibers into the padding. Heretofore, there was not that technology to seal that back. You could not seal that back. Well, there was some technology, but it was very stiff and bulky and not conducive to residential carpeting. What changed, Buddy Mitchell? Why now can we have regular supple carpeting, but it's sealed? Meaning, if you take a piece of carpet and you throw water on it and you're suspending it between your hands like you would a towel, and you fill it with water or liquid, it won't leak through. Why? What's the technology that has changed?
It's a rubber backing that Shaw came out with about a year and a half ago.
But not a thick one. It just seals where the fibers go.
Right, and the other big benefit is they say that 90% of carpet stains ooze up or bleed up from the backing.
Wicking, they call that.
They wick it.
Wicking.
This stops it dead right at the backing. The other thing...
Yeah, so you never, when you have it clean, it doesn't... The cleaner, the hot water extraction guy, they don't go through it. They go just to it.
It's the cleanest carpet out there. It's made by Shaw.
Absolutely the cleanest floor out there.
Yeah,
other than tile.
Well, they say that carpet actually acts as a filter, so it's people with allergies. When the dust and the pollutants land on the carpet, it gets trapped in the carpet, and then you can vacuum it out. Where if you have a hardwood floor, it just keeps stirring up as you walk across it.
That's true.
And then this is the most hyperallergenic carpet too, because the pollutants don't actually get trapped in the backing that you can't get it out. And so
you'd be horrified if you took a piece of carpeting, a piece of pad, and a piece of subfloor and tested all three.
Yeah.
You'd be horrified. What's not in the carpet will be in the padding and then in the subfloor. Anyway, welcome to the show. If you have any questions about this new life-proof carpeting, let us know. But really, its time has come. Its time has come. Is there anything really new in floor coverings when you think about it? Tiles are all essentially the same, carpeting, but this new life-proof carpet and luxury vinyl tile. Why do they call it that? Because vinyl is not what it used to be. Remember that old ugly stuff that was rolled up and it looked like it had a design on
Linoleum.
Linoleum. It's linoleum. But the rolled stuff was called vinyl. Linoleum was more of a stiffer tile, Mark, that you'd glue down. And then they came out with the self-gluing ones. And then, of course, what I really love is this stuff, this luxury vinyl tile that comes more in planks. It's beautiful.
We have a new one coming out from Stainmaster.
What's it called?
It's called Action Traction by Stainmaster.
So what is it?
Well, it's luxury vinyl tile that's registered and embossed, but it's also got it's kind of like sandpaper to a point, and it's designed for their pet guard products. The whole idea is you take a regular hardwood floor and you put a dog on it and he can barely stand up.
I watch it every day.
And it scratches.
And it scratches. This stuff is...
But it doesn't feel gritty.
No, it feels like real wood that's...
Yeah.
It's
real rustic.
But it's great.
Okay.
For people with dogs or
elderly people.
Elderly.
Now,
stairs.
Now, listen. Rolly Purefoy at Purefoy Chevrolet, I should mention the original member of the referral list, he has on his dealership floor in the Corvette showroom the most unbelievable click together tile that he can pick up, clean the floor underneath the concrete and put it back down. It's this click together plastic, which is, have you seen it?
I've seen it.
I love it.
What's the purpose, though?
You wouldn't use it for your home. You'd use it for a workout room. You'd use it around the pool. The purpose is to have, first of all, quick installation, because you click it together, and then you cut around posts and stuff, and then everything falls through because they have little squares that you can get through. Now, I imagine they make some solid pieces you can hose, but this actually goes to the floor underneath, so you can pick it up and clean it and hose it, and all of the water goes down below and then flows out the door. I mean, it's very, very nice. It's good for garages, for playrooms, for that kind of stuff. It's been around a while. It's not brand new. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah. You get 12 by 12 or 24 by 24, and you can cut it. Do you sell that stuff?
No.
No? Because you sell most of the conventional stuff. I mean, that's not really conventional. That's more commercial. Anyway, let's go to the phones. 303-713-8255. David has a mudjacking question. David, what's going on?
So I was spraying out my sprinkler system yesterday, and I noticed that there's a cavity underneath my my driveway. So I use my smartphone as like a periscope to kind of see how far down does it go. It goes down probably 4 inches in depth, and then it's probably about 3-4 feet wider underneath the slab of the driveway.
Yeah.
And I live in like the Fountain Security area. It's just a little south of the Springs. I don't know if advanced flood jacking is on your referral list or not, but I'm trying to find out, do they service that far south?
There's one.
Not, is there anybody
There's a great guy down there, A1, concrete leveling.
A1 concrete leveling.
Yeah, they're on the referral list down there.
All right.
Yeah, just go to the referral list and look under concrete or just concrete
Mud
leveling,
jacking, any
mud
of it.
jacking.
And he's got both. He can either come out with the mud or what's the other stuff, Tom? The poly or whatever.
The poly stuff, which is really good. That's probably all you need. And you're wise to get that done because that washed away probably years over years, David? And you don't want that to crack or heave.
I had those guys out at our new house. It's amazing. You sit there and watch that driveway just come right up as they're pumping it down.
Now, yours didn't settle yet, did it, David?
No, it hasn't fallen yet. I'm trying to be proactive rather than reactive so
good.
I don't have to crack.
That is good. That is the wisest thing to do. So just go on referralist.com. Absolutely love A1. Hey, Mike, you have a home insurance question. What's happening?
Well, my idiot drunk neighbor last night shot a bullet through my house.
No. Really? A bullet? Holy crap.
Yeah, supposedly he was showing the gun to somebody else and blah, blah, blah. Needless to say, they both went to jail.
Oh, they did. They did. So you called that in. That was serious.
There had to be alcohol involved.
Mike, that could have killed someone.
There's a lot of alcohol involved in this.
Mike, where did it go? The bullet.
It went through the wall in my bathroom, the outside wall, gouged a nice gouge through the...
Now, his insurance should take care of that. Your insurance will take care of that. I mean, you have a number of areas to go to.
Well, that's why I was kind of... I really don't want to call my insurance agent, for the obvious reasons, because insurance goes up.
But I'm wondering if this would be counted against you. I mean, I doubt it would at all.
I would think so. It's not a natural event.
Right. It's not... But you say it would be counted against
I think so. I'd like to ask Compass, but I would think
I think if someone in his household shot the gun, but if a neighbor shot the gun, why would they blame him? Well, anyway, we got to find out, where should you go? Now, first of all, he would be crazy to deny you. Did you even get a chance to talk to him or not? Or did you call the police?
No, I don't deal with drunks. I don't deal with drunks. If it was up to me...
No, it's good. If you going over there with a fire when he has a firearm and drunk is not a good idea.
Yeah, and I didn't say a word to him the whole time, when the cops had him laying out on the street and so on and so forth. And, I just filed my statement with the cops, and they both got placed in handcuffs, thrown in the back of a squad car.
How much damage are we talking about? Where did it go? Tell me where it went.
It came from the outside wall, gouged the inside wall, and round embedded into another inside wall.
What kind of gun?
It was a high-powered hunting rifle. Jeez. Looked like a 30-06. I couldn't tell for sure, and I really don't care.
Oh, my God. Now, do you get along otherwise with this neighbor?
I haven't talked to him in probably 8 years.
Okay.
Because he's a drunk.
Yeah.
I don't deal with drunks.
Yeah. Brian Burns is with Compass Insurance Group, and they're our insurance experts. They also are the home of the Great Insurance Checkup. For anyone who's had insurance 3 years or longer, you'll always save, always, no matter who you have. I mean, you can play merry-go-round and go around to the same companies over a series of 10 years, and you'll save each time. So listen, Mike's neighbor shot a gun through his house. Brian, now, how does he... You can't really compel someone to put a claim in. Can you go directly, can he find out who that insurance is and just go directly, or does he go to his? What would you do, Brian?
I would go to my own insurance.
But he's afraid his rates are going to go up.
Yeah, they should subrogate for that. I mean, the problem is he has no rights with their insurance company. I mean, they don't have
That's right. You're right.
So, his option would be either to turn it his own or sue his neighbor.
But can they hold it against him?
If it's a subrogated claim...
No, but I mean, if it's not his fault, forget about subrogation.
Well, I mean, nothing is your fault. Well, not nothing, but most of the time, hail's not your fault.
But they still counted against you, okay.
For it, yeah.
Okay, that sucks. Insurance really sucks.
Maybe call over to this guy and say, are you going to put a claim in, or do I got to make your life miserable? Or maybe we can call over for him.
Yeah, you want us to do it, Mike.
Yeah, as soon as the guy gets out of jail, he's not expected to bond out. I talked to his daughter last night, and she...
Okay, well, does his daughter live there?
Yeah, but she's only 16 years old.
Does the wife live there?
No.
Oh, man, that poor girl.
Whoops, I'm sorry. I shot your house. It's not good.
Yeah, but that's the exact words he used when I walked out to find out what went on.
What did he say? Whoops, I shot your house?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. You know, this is crazy. A drunk with a gun.
We had an employee. He wasn't drunk, but same thing. Kurt, remember him, Suzanne? He had a high-powered rifle. He was cleaning it. He shot it not only through his house, he was inside his house. It went through 2 walls and then went in and out of his neighbor's house.
Well, this is what we're almost talking about here with Mike. So, Mike, who's your carrier?
State Farm.
Oh, God. How long have you had him?
On and off for about 30 years.
Oh, my God. Are you not just overpaying? You're overpaying.
Oh, no, we're not. We've had Compass doing a checkup on it.
Oh, they did? And they actually found that you guys were paying okay?
Yeah, I mean, we're paying $500 a year.
Wow. So this was one of those cases where you did the insurance checkup, and it turned out that you're not being raked over the coals.
We came back to them after the insurance checkup because they were the cheapest.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. That's what the insurance checkup is for. You must have multi-cars and stuff with them?
Yeah, I've got 6 cars, my semi-truck. I got the house and my mother-in-law's house and her car. Yeah, we got quite a bit.
So, Brian, that does happen once in a while where those carriers, even though most of the time they're terrible deals, they could be good for a certain situation.
Well, and that's the message we try to give to the listeners is that we're not going to try to jam you into anything. If you've got a good deal, we'll tell you it, and that's great. You know? I mean, there's certain situations where that happens.
Okay, by the way, Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000. We are behind on this break. I got to take this break, and more coming up.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
It's an icy and dicey drive across the front.
What, $500 a year for a house? Good news.
Insurance? I never heard of anything like that either.
However, eastbound remains closed according to just be aware of that. No estimated time when eastbound will reopen. Still a slick drive in the highway.
That's nuts. He really said 500.
He said.
Never heard of anything. He must live like
might be a mobile home.
in a solid freaking
could be a mobile home
or a solid concrete house.
Powered by Traffic Karma. The weather forecast.
Yeah, it seems like renter's insurance would be more than that, wouldn't it?
My sister-in-law's got a friend of hers. They're in upstate New York.
Yeah, that sounds unbelievable.
Never heard of it. She actually, this weird, it's upstate New York, right by the border of Canada. I mean, shit neighborhood. It's not even a neighborhood. Wait, this woman near her, like a block over, built her house out of cinder blocks and then just kind of makeshifted a roof on top and lives in the fucking thing. Can you imagine that?
Well, in Florida, they used to call it CBS construction, which is concrete block and stucco. They still do it. You build it out of block and stucco the outside, and then the inside you do your drywall, or you do they actually go right over cinder block with a trowel and put a finish on the inside. Seriously, it's like concrete walls.
How do they attach the cinder block to each?
Well, they set the cinder block as foundation, and then they put a piece of rebar up, and then the cinder blocks have holes in them, and then they can fill the holes with concrete.
And they stagger them.
Like stack them.
You know, like brick.
Yeah.
Just like brick, yeah.
I guess that'd be pretty strong, actually.
That's why they build it for it, because of hurricanes.
Yeah, okay.
They build them. It's called concrete block.
You think that's more expensive than traditional?
No, it's less. Because you put up the wall, you're done. You just do the exterior stucco, and then the interior. I mean, you really are done.
Yeah.
And have been doing just that.
No insulation.
More than 20 years.
They don't insulate them. At least in South Florida, that's the way they did it.
Well, that's a lot of insulation already, though, the cement, right?
Well, you got that, and then you also have the air brake. because the cinder block is hollow.
Yeah, but it's truly not good insulation. That's not.
You don't really need insulation other than
If they're hollow,
holding the air conditioner in.
You could probably fill it with foam then, couldn't you?
Williams said that.
Yeah, but there are, with a cinder block, you have areas where you couldn't get the foam like you get in Colorado, where you know, that piece in the middle.
Yeah, you couldn't insulate.
I think it would be bad construction for Colorado. I'm not sure. I don't think they have a good R factor at all.
Hi, this is Linda Gardner with Blue Heron Capital and host of Your
We
Money.
have a cinder block garage out on our farm.
Oh man, thank you.
One European man bag.
It's a European carry-all. No, that's just a laptop case. He used to have a carry-all.
That is the right one, right?
Looks like Jerry Jones told his guys.
Yeah, he did.
Jerry Jones what?
He said, you guys will stand during the anthem.
Who's he?
Play for him. Owner of the Cowboys forever, man.
Yeah.
He said if they do it, we're not playing the game.
High interest credit card debt or student loans.
They're not playing the game. He said he'll fire them.
And if that happens, they don't play the game, they don't get paid. So say, I can't believe they do that.
He might have a tough time pushing that though if it's not part of the rule and it's part of their freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Because I own the stadium, I own the stadium, I own the field, and if you don't do what I tell you, because you're my employee, then I'll fire you and you will not play for us.
Yeah, but what if I'm thinking, what if a boss said you had to pray?
That's different. Totally different.
But pledging allegiance, couldn't somebody argue that their freedom not to do that is a
Well, no, I think because of freedom of religion, I don't think you can force someone to pray.
But that's government. Yeah. See, the government.
Oh, that's right.
Government. All the freedoms we have are based on what the government can make us do or not make us do.
Not a
private corporation.
No, I don't think so either, buddy.
But if I pray, like if I pray at my company and they don't like it, they don't have to work for me. I don't know. I mean, the whole point of it is they don't have to work for me.
That's correct. Or you can fire them.
You get our employment guy.
No, I don't know if you could.
Email question.
I don't think you could. If you told Abahala he's got to pray with you, and he doesn't, I'm not so sure you can fire him for that reason. In fact, I would say
I got this feeling inside my bones.
Oh, yeah.
It goes electric wavy when I turn it on.
Are you feeling sunshine today? 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Buddy Mitchell with us, Simply Floors. Buddy, when I talked about subfloors, people wanted to know, is there a seal you can put on a floor before you put carpeting down and padding that would keep that from happening, to be absorbed? It was an email question.
We put a lot of times we'll go in and people have had cats or dogs pee on the floor and will kills the floor with that Kills oil.
Well, that'll kill it, but can you seal?
Well, that's a sealer too.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, that's what its whole point is. It seals anything from coming out. If you've got like mold on your walls, they'll kills it to seal the wall. It's a sealer.
And it kills any mold and stuff.
Yeah.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. If you have any questions on floor, floor coverings at all, drinking water at the same time. Okay, Norm has a problem with a contractor. Norm?
Hi, Tom.
What's going on with you?
Well, we got involved with this contractor back in February at a home show here in Greeley. And he came out to the house, did an estimate, seemed like a knowledgeable guy, so we signed up.
What kind of contractor, sir?
Painting. We have a house and a barn.
Okay, so you just wanted the exterior painted?
Exterior painting. It's wood siding and needed a lot of prep work, and
okay.
He was
what
all
happened?
good with that, and talked a good game about prep is
so what happened?
90% of the job. So then we couldn't pin him down on the date to get here, so in the meantime we signed up with a roofing company to come out and replace the roof because it needed to be replaced too. So we did that first, and I didn't want to do it first, but we didn't know when the painter was going to show up. So he finally showed up after the roof was done and told him how he needed to protect the roof because he had to get up on it in a couple of places. And
well, what's the problem?
So the problem is he got the house painted, he got the barn painted.
Yeah.
Some of it's really high, so he had to get up on the roof and
Yeah.
he didn't protect the roof, so he damaged the roof.
How did he damage the roof?
By walking on it.
Okay.
It's a 12-12 pitch, so it's really steep.
Okay. So we have a damaged roof. Like, is that the main problem you're calling about, the damage of the roof?
Damaged roof,
and what else?
Overspray. The roofing company had to come back out and replace 600 square feet of roofing.
Wait a minute, 600 square feet?
Right.
What did that cost you?
That was like $1,800.
Oh, so this guy's a clown. So 600 square
and then
feet,
there was
overspray. What about the overspray?
Been talking to him about.
What about the overspray?
Some paint. And then,
what about the overspray? How bad is it? I'm trying to make a list of problems.
Well, the overspray was part of it, but that got replaced when they replaced the roof.
Oh, I got it. Okay, so other than the damaged roof, and that's not a small thing, but other than that, which cost you $1,800, what else do we have that you know, in that category, a major problem? And if that's the only thing, that's fine, but I just need to know, do you have more major problems?
Yeah, there was a error on his bill. He overcharged me for paint.
How much?
And I didn't catch it at the time, and unfortunately paid him.
How much?
That's like $600.
How did he overcharge you? I don't understand.
Well, we'd agreed to buy a higher quality paint, which was fine.
Okay.
So he charged me $25 more per gallon, and he said he used 42 gallons.
And he did not?
Well, I don't have any receipts from him, but I bought 24 of those gallons personally at the higher rate. So he did give me a credit at the end, but then still charged me, you know, for the 42 gallons. So
okay,
essentially I paid twice for 24 gallons of paint.
I know, I understand. So basically, you're looking at $1,800 in roof, an overcharge of $600. What else are we talking about? So far, we're well within the realm of small claims court, which is good if he doesn't listen to us. What's the name of this company?
Well, he's got several names.
Which one did he do with you?
The one that we signed up with is HD Contracting.
HD Contracting. All right, so what does he say, basically? He owes you like $2,400 or more. What does he say about it?
Well, he said, you know, I'll take care of it. He also owes $150. He had to take some downspouts down, but then he couldn't get them back up right.
I got it. $150. Add that. So now we're at $2,550. What else?
He got a lot of paint. It's an old house, so it's got a set of storm windows and a set of screens that we change every twice a year.
So what do you do with a guy like this, Mark? What do you do when somebody comes to your house and they do harm? How much was the whole painting job altogether? What did you pay him?
We paid him probably $11,000.
You withhold. That's what you do, and then when the job's done.
Did you withhold or not?
Well, no, that's my mistake. I should have.
So he's paid $11,000 in full right now.
Right, and you know.
What do you want from us right now?
He said, I'm going to man up, and I'm going to.
What do you want from us now, Norm? What do you want us to do? You tell us. What do you want?
Want us to call over?
I'd like to get this guy on the phone and see what the hell he's doing, or at least warn others. You should start a small claims court immediately. It sounds like you have a slam dunk of a case that can't fail. What would you like us to do?
Well, I guess, you know, I've tried to call the guy, and I've sent him text messages. I sent him a demand for
What's
payment
his name? HD Contracting. What's his name?
His name is Jeff Hoover.
Jeff Hoover. Wow. You didn't do any research on this guy, I take it.
I didn't. I've done some research on him. He's got a company name in Cheyenne, Wyoming that's delinquent right now. He's got.
Well, did you do any checking of references before you hired him?
No, that's another mistake I made.
Gosh, this sucks.
So anyway,
what's the dollar amount we're chasing?
It's about $2,550. Let's, you know, I don't know that.
Well,
that's
the
all.
Screens have to be rescreened.
Let's say
$3.
Okay, that's over $3,000 now. We're talking $3 or $4,000.
Right.
Well, let's see if he does something. If not,
but you paid him. You paid him like, you know, $11,000. Look, let's start by calling him. Okay, HD Contracting. What other companies does he have actively in Greeley?
Well, he's out of Cheyenne, but
he's out of Cheyenne.
Some of his addresses are in Fort Collins, but
what does he go by other than HD Contracting?
He goes by Hoover Painting and Contracting.
What else?
With, well, he listed that one with Better Business Bureau. We've called them, and they're trying to get a hold of him too. But
all right, we'll try. We'll try. Hold on. God, we'll do the best we can. Initiate a small claim as soon as possible. And I would argue you could do it here. You don't have to go to Wyoming because he's doing business here. All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have Buddy Mitchell with us from Simply Floors, Simply Floors, Inc. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. When this cold weather comes, you may find your doors not closing. Did you know that you shouldn't have to adjust it for seasons, but those rails tighten up during the cold weather, and that can kick that opener back so it opens up. Make sure it's closed for sure. And the way you can override that temporarily is to keep your finger on the button of your wall transmitter, and that'll close it even if it's cold. But then get them out there to do an inspection and safety tune-up and all of that, and they do some of that free, and then if you have any serious problems, you get a written report. Call One Clear Choice for any garage door problems, 303-565-6409, oneclearchoicedoors.com.
Man, this guy
Sheridan Auto Tech is special.
just gets.
Is there a lot of info, or like you Googling him, or just?
I got his Facebook that have no reviews on him.
He's just a nobody.
Just go give him a call, Dancy, and shake him up.
What's his name? Jeff Hoover, okay.
Jeff Hoover. Switch me over if I don't get back.
It's H-O-O-V-E-R, right?
Yes.
Cheyenne.
She's on sexy for Hope Letters.
Gotcha.
You feel pretty good, but without some advanced, comprehensive planning, taxes could be your biggest expense in retirement. This is Bernie Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, heard every Saturday here on 630 KHOW. As a comprehensive retirement planner and with my background as a CPA,
I told my doctor he should talk to you, Mark.
for more than 20 years
About what?
in Colorado,
He's Denver's diet doctor, does low carb, has a big conference that they do. He said they should come in and advertise. You said you were doing low carb.
It's more, yeah, it's not, honestly, man, I completely just don't eat shit anymore. I mean, really, that's all I did. But it's, yeah, I can't call it no carb by any means, but
Well, he's low carb.
I literally am at the point now where no bothersome at all either.
There's these guys that there's these doctors that are doing all this scientific research on it.
No, Tom's been saying that shit for years.
You should see like in
You were saying that shit back when Atkins.
5 years ago.
Well, but I mean, Atkins was the first guy.
but there's a guy that
Pritikin actually was it.
there's these doctors.
Atkins commercial.
Yeah, there's these doctors that they've been studying it for years. I've lost 40 pounds from it.
Well, it's not just the carb thing, but there's a whole bunch of lies when it comes to nutrition.
Oh, crazy.
Carbs, there's not one carb good for you. And people say, well, you need carbs. There's not one essential carb in the world. Not one.
We argue this all the time. Or fibers.
Well, fiber is, yeah, but fiber is not essential. Fiber is not harmful.
But it is a carb.
Yes, and it's not harmful.
I eat very
Okay,
little.
so that's-
I eat very little fiber, and I never have problems.
No, but he's saying it's not harmful. He's right. It's not harmful. It actually is beneficial because if you take a carb and you take a fiber carb, it'll erase it.
But you should talk to this guy. His name's Jeffrey Gerber. I've been trying to get him to talk to you.
Is he in town here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ron Rosedale is his mentor. And
Yeah. You know Ron Rosedale? I know him too. Yeah.
He's in occasionally.
Yeah.
Ron stays with me when he comes around. I've known Ron for 35 years.
He speaks at this low carb conference that they
Do
have.
you know this guy?
Yeah. Ron Rosedale.
We should have him.
He's a little.
Gerber was a student of Ron.
How does he make money though? How does it work? What's the program?
Well, he's just a doctor.
He's a real doctor.
He's just a doctor.
He's your primary care?
Yeah, he's our primary care doctor, but he runs a clinic, a doctor, and then he works with obese people. My sister found
So the Low Carb Clinic, well, I was at the last one. Ron stayed with me, and when he spoke at it up in Boulder. Is that the one you went
to? Well, this one's up in, every year up in Breckenridge, and doctors from all over the country. Jason Fung comes in, who just wrote the book on fasting. You know that last year the Nobel Peace Prize in Science clients was by a guy on basically that fasting
is good for you.
Is so good for you.
You know
it heals your body.
That the mortality rate is less in restricted calorie countries. And then people used to think starving was bad.
Wait a minute. What do they consider fasting and for how long?
Well, if you fasted every other day, it'd be really good.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I do.
Or it's good.
You don't eat every other day.
Right now I fast. Right now, I'm trying to lose weight again. But I'll eat Sunday night, then I won't eat Monday at all, and then I won't eat Tuesday till dinner.
No shakes, none of them.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Coffee.
Water and coffee.
Water, coffee, whatever.
And then I don't eat anything until Tuesday dinner. Then I eat all day Wednesday. Then I don't eat it again until Friday night. Then I eat whatever I want on the weekend. And I lose. Do you realize if you fasted and ate nothing for 7 days straight, your body goes, and my wife would tell you what it is, but your body goes into this healing mechanism. And if you did that,
it goes into ketosis too. But here's what you're saying: that our body is not in a repair and maintenance mode. It's in a shutdown mode.
It's in a growth mode.
In the first 3 years of your life, repair and maintenance is what we do. And then reproduction signals the repair and maintenance to go away and to now replace it with dying. I mean, because that's the natural way. And then when you restrict your calories, you trick your body into being into what's called a famine set, and then that causes your metabolism to speed up.
So you're saying not eating for 7 days would be beneficial?
Yes. Once a year.
No,
once a year. It'll lower your cancer rates by 80%.
It will also stimulate your healing mechanisms.
Pretty interesting.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. It's amazing. Oh my God, it's amazing how many people are having problems with contractors. Would you please spread the word about referrals.com? I'm not kidding about it. I mean,
every single day you hear about ripoffs. Every single day. Now, I want to promote something that's near and dear to my heart. It's a gala coming up, and it's for the benefit of fighting breast cancer. And actually, it doesn't fight breast cancer, but it helps those women affected by breast cancer. I'll let Mary Vivo. She'll talk about what it does. Hope Lives is the organization. Hey, Mary. Can you explain what Hope Lives, what you do with the proceeds?
Sure, be happy to. So what our program is geared about is we help women and men that are in the diagnostic part of treatment. So either they're going through their chemotherapy or they're going through the surgery part. And all of our donations go directly to client services. So there's a lot of amazing organizations that are out there that do outreach education or research, but we want to make sure that once you're diagnosed, you're not left behind. So what we do is we work in conjunction with the hospital systems and make everyday life possible. I mean, stuff that you don't think about because, you know, most of us without a cancer diagnosis don't think about things like, gosh, you're too sick or too tired to get out of bed and clean your house.
Right.
Or you can't drive to your chemo treatment, so you need transportation. Or just, you know, little things that make everyday life happen. So that's what we do.
It's support of everyday life and also emotional support.
Yeah, I mean, we like to say that we offer, we help manage the physical and emotional side effects of treatment, and that pretty much captures what that is. It's all free to our clients, and so we just, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. We embrace you when you come in the door. It's unfortunate you need to come here, but we're so thrilled by all of our donors that support us that make this happen.
So, Hope Lives, you started how many years ago?
17.
17 years ago, and each year you have this gala, and I've been there, and it's wonderful. And this year, when is it?
It is Saturday, October 21st.
Saturday, October 21st. We're talking about a few days from now, October 21st. It's going to be on a Saturday night, and where is it? It's a week from this Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Where is it?
To the wire. It's at the Embassy Suites in Loveland, right off of 25.
It's easy to find. How do people find out about it?
You can go to the Hope Lives website, which is www.hopelives.org, and you can get all the info on the event, all the particulars.
Hopelives.org. Can they find tickets there?
They can.
Okay, hopelives.org. Can people get involved other than this gala? Because you help people from all over, right? I mean, all over the Colorado area,
Absolutely, and we're the only organization in the state that offers the services that we do. So ways people can get involved, if you can't make it that night, please go on and make a donation. There's never a donation that's too small. So please donate to help underwrite the cost of services for someone going through treatment. You can volunteer, you can donate an auction item. There's lots of things you can do that fit into everybody's budget and everybody's time frame.
It's hard for people to understand sometimes what organizations do and where they fit in. You do, let me just explain, it's support. We're talking about mastectomy supplies, we're talking about acupuncture, pet care, skin care, massage therapy. You help people with transportation, home services, even beauty services. They want to feel better about themselves, hair care. It's the kind of thing that when you get a diagnosis, you don't know what to do. You forget about sometimes the everyday things, and then you realize, wait a minute, I'm exhausted. I need to pick up my kids. I need transportation. I haven't been to a hairstylist in months. I mean, it's everything that falls in between, right?
Absolutely.
Hope Lives. Now, we are going to support this, and we're going to give this out more than just today. But I want everyone to know that they can go to hopelives.org. And that's for people who want to help out, who want to buy tickets, or if you need help, hopelives.org. You should make that website available to anyone who needs help. The cost of the tickets, and it all goes to help patients, or people in treatment. It's $150 for a ticket, and at NBC Suites a week from Saturday. Now, what we'd like to do is, if you have any questions about the organization at all, any questions at all, we will get Mary back on to answer them. So here's what you do. hopelives.org. And again, if you have any questions, simply ask us at all, or ask Mary through us, or you can go to hopelives.org and you can go to contact us. There are some phone numbers up there and how to get involved. There's also a whole tab on the menu on the information about the gala on the 21st, hopelives.org. So, Tammy has some questions on property taxes. And, Tammy, what's happening?
Yep. Well, I owned a piece of property for 10 years that bordered my primary address. And we're in the process of selling our primary home, and a real estate agent brought it to my attention that, because I said, we're just going to sell the property that goes with the house because we're tired of paying property tax.
Are they two different lots?
They are two different lots, but they border the lot borders my primary address.
That's fine, I understand, but it's a separate lot legally.
Correct.
Okay, so what's going on?
Well, the real estate agent said, well, you should be paying a fraction of property tax because it's adjacent to your primary home. I said, well, I didn't know that. So, like, instead of $800 a year, it should have been approximately $200 or $150.
Why is that? What municipality is this?
It's in Pueblo County.
Why should you be paying only a fraction? I don't understand the relevance of having it adjacent.
I don't know. It was the real estate agent that brought it to my attention. So I called the county assessors and I said, hey, I have this piece of property that's adjacent. It borders my primary residence, and it's my understanding I should have been paying less. And how long have I owned the property? 10 years. They said, yeah, but it's not common knowledge, so unless you call us, it's not automatic.
And it goes back, and they go back only, you can only go back now, how many years? I think
none.
Well, no, you can go back. You can go back last year for sure. You can go back because if you wanted to protest your taxes, you can go back.
You haven't paid for last year yet.
No, I'm not even talking the year before. Remember when we had Ed Tomlinson on, Mark, and he said if you want to challenge your valuation, even if you missed out the last couple of years, I think, you can resurrect those and you can protest those. So, I mean, I don't care what they...
at the county assessors in the past when I got my tax assessment, and then I said, no, that's not right, and I brought documentation. But so anyways, when I called him going forward, he said, no, it's up to you to call us. It's been 10 years, but we, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's not automatic. So I said, okay, well, I'm selling the property. And he goes, okay, well, going forth, then he'll get the decreased amount of tax. But I said, what about for the last 10 years? Nope, nothing we can do about that. So I'm just wondering if you have any information or you could help me with that.
Like I said, I know no matter what mistake they made, you can't go back beyond a certain number of years. I don't know what that number is. I thought it was 3 years for some reason, but it might be less than that. But whatever it is, you can go back. I don't care what they told you. And the reason for your protest will be that you did not get the adjacency discount. I mean, if there is such a thing. But I don't care what they told you. They said you can't go back. You can. Whatever the state allows in retroactive protest, you can go back and do. So I forget.
Contact them again?
Well, no. I mean, what you would do is you would literally go through a tax protest, and then you go to then it goes to the assessor's office, and if they turn you down, you go to the next round, and you have a chance to go to 3 or 4 rounds before you go to the Board of Appeals with the state. And each time you go up a level, the consumer's chance of winning almost doubles. They're very, very consumer friendly in these tax situations, usually. Don't be afraid if you're turned down the first time. Almost everyone gets turned down the first level, which is your county assessor who just told you you can't do it. So that goes to tell you what their mindset is. But you can do it. So but you have to go through the process for tax protesting. It's where you're just like you're protesting the valuation. Because in that valuation, you're going to protest the valuation. You're going to say the valuation is wrong. And you're going to say it's wrong because they didn't take this into consideration. And now you want it taken into consideration. And since you're allowed to bring up new information for whatever that time period is, you're going to win that time period. No, you can't go back 10 years. And no matter what it is, even if they said your house was twice as big for the last 10 years, you can't go back.
L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Let's start off with the good news.
Do you want to use this? Do you have do you want the password and stuff to get this on?
No, I've got a BNI thing tomorrow where I'm supposed to go in and give a presentation. I have to do a
watch out for the closure of
PowerPoint, and I suck at it. So I started to work on it, and I realized my wife is so much better. I'll just go home and make her do it. So
how did you find Gerber?
My sister. Everybody in my family is obese besides me. I mean, seriously, all my sisters.
Payment petitions may be filed within 2 years of the date the taxes were due.
And I have an old person on my apps.
Provided that the property valuation has not been previously appealed. So she'd be fine, but it's only 2 years.
I can't tell if it's a man or a woman, but they think I answer the phone terribly. They don't want to give their name. They just want to talk to Tom. And I did, but she or he went, Pat, was so nasty. It's like, you answer the phone terrible.
What?
I said, terrible. If I sing Troubleshooter Show, what's your first name?
Hang up on him.
Give him Mark stuff.
We had this guy yesterday call our office, and
Megan was fantastic. She did a great job, but she didn't have the sample we wanted, and she said she'd send them to us, and it's been 4 days, and
and we were having them shipped to her. It takes about a week. My wife wants to go with you. I mean, you should just. And so I called Megan and said, "What was the issue?" She said, "I got there. They wanted this particular wood, and I didn't have it with me. So I told them, hey, let me get you a sample because I think we can find something that will match what you have." So she said, let me call him. She called me up crying. He was so rude to me, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'll call him tomorrow and tell him we're not interested in doing business with him. You could chew out one of my salespeople on the phone because she was like, oh, you know what? We have something that will match. Let me get it and come back. Now,
A+ for Hoover Painting and Contracting.
So I just let you know, if you only leave a message with them, and I did. So both numbers I have.
But that's A+ on here.
Is it? They have a website? I got it on Facebook. I didn't have anything.
This is no, I'm saying I went to the Better Business Bureau.
Well, if you pay them long enough and you don't have people calling and complaining about you. People don't call the Better Business Bureau anymore. They go to Google. So it's real easy to get an A+ on the Better Business Bureau because nobody goes there anymore to complain. They go to Google to complain.
Or Yelp.
Or Yelp. Yeah.
Pick up a bag of Scott's Winter Guard today.
It's kind of
unusual to do commercials about.
You know,
you're an addict, you're not going to listen. I hope you would. Meanwhile, this.
You know, have you ever heard of the 7 continent study?
Usually, it's the.
It was a 40-year study over 7 continents done by doctors, and they researched the carb-thing and the restricted calories and total mortality rates, which is really what counts. Not heart rate, not cancer, but total mortality goes down. The rate goes up, I mean, with the lower number of cholesterol. So the lower the cholesterol, the higher the mortality rate in a society.
Then why do they always tell you not to?
The higher the cholesterol, the lower the mortality.
And you mean the bad cholesterol?
You should watch this video. At the last low carb conference, this guy can tell you, he can tell you how to, because if you have higher cholesterol, you get rated higher on insurance. He can tell you how to lower your cholesterol up to 100 points in 3 days.
Yeah, but you don't have to for health reasons. You may want to just do it for insurance.
For insurance.
It has nothing to do with health.
It has nothing to do with health. He's an active blah blah blah, but you realize if you eat 5,000 calories a day of fat, no carbs, of fat, very little protein and mostly fat, for 5 days right before you go in.
No, you can't have too much protein. That turns the sugar.
Yeah, but you should watch the thing of what
the hell would you eat? What equates into 5,000 calories of fat?
10 ounces of fat.
I mean, like what?
10 ounces. 10 ounces of fat.
Like chicken fat.
10 ounces of fat.
Whatever fat.
Pretty hard to stomach.
Ugh, 10 ounces.
Sounds horrible.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Buddy Mitchell is with us from Simply Floors. And we've been talking about this new life-proof carpeting, and I want to talk more about that coming up, but I also like to talk about trends in floor coverings and if it matters when you go to sell a house, and what are the most popular colors for selling, the most unpopular colors, even if you like them. I think it would be very interesting to ask someone who's actually in the business, because he probably has seen it over and over again. Now, Tammy, we found out you can go back 2 years on taxes. 2 years. Suzanne, what do you have?
Just so you know, Tom, she sold the property a month ago, and line 2 just went through the same thing, and he has comments.
Good. Let's talk to Larry. Larry, what can you tell us about it?
Well, I had owned a vacant lot for 20 years next door to my residence.
Are you in Pueblo County?
Several times about the outrageous taxes. I paid almost as much tax on the vacant lot as I did my residence.
Are you in Pueblo?
No, I'm in Adams County.
Okay, does this, so this discount,
pretty much the same.
This discount goes along with state then all over?
Right. And you can go back to current year plus the previous 2. So I tried over and over again to get them to adjust the tax, and they would not do it. About a year and a half ago, I was contacted by a legal firm that did just that. They searched out properties where somebody had vacant property next door to their residence. And you have to use that vacant property in conjunction with your residence, like having a driveway, landscaping, having a garden.
You have to use it.
You have to use it as part of your overall residence.
I see.
If you do not, they won't separate the taxes.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so they went through the process of protesting my taxes, and eventually they did get it accomplished. And I got a refund for 3 years. The last 2 years, the previous or the existing year.
So we were right about that. Okay.
So Yeah, my refund was probably $2,700.
What'd you pay those people?
They charged 30% of the refund.
Yeah, and then going forward, of course, you're saving a fortune.
Right.
That's right. I'm saving I'm saving $1,100 a year.
Right.
And so, yeah, it was well worth it to me, and they accomplished, because they're a legal firm, they know how to talk to people, they got it accomplished. And so, you know, I'm happy, they're happy, and
thank you for telling us that.
$280 a year instead of $1,400.
Thank you for telling us that. We appreciate it. I hope Tammy is listening. And that's it. Now we have open lines, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to remind you, hopelives.org is the name of that organization. Okay, buddy, what would you say, statistically, is the worst color for carpeting? If you're going to do carpeting, even if you like it, the worst when it comes to the general trending market. And would you shoot Dan for his cell phone being on when we're talking? Deputy Dan, get out of here.
I'm gonna guess pink.
Well, first of all, do they even make pink carpeting?
Yes.
Okay. You know, Mark, obviously we could come up with all kinds of weird colors. You're right. I guess we could. But for sales, there is one that literally will kill a sale.
Black?
I think really dark carpet, like black.
You know better than I do.
Like dark blue, dark green.
Bingo, blues kill. Blues kill.
We had blue carpet in our first
blue
apartment.
Kills.
Emerald green.
Oh, so
red.
What are, of course, they call them the speculator colors. They call them,
we call it realtor beige.
Realtor beige. Then you're right. Yeah, realtor beige. But it's almost a guaranteed sale. Nobody is offended.
Nobody's offended, and it goes with everything.
Or a light gray now has been in.
We're selling everything's gray. I mean,
isn't that something? Gray is the new what? Is the new black? Well, the new, I don't know. Anyway, gray is
the new
great.
beige.
We have a lot happening. Lines are open. Get your calls in now. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Listen to this. The shooter in Vegas.
Yes.
He wagered up to $1 million a night. He wandered around.
$1 million a night.
That's what it says. He wandered around Las Vegas casinos in sweatpants and flip-flops. He'd carry and bring his own drinks into the high roller area because he didn't want to tip the waitresses.
But I read a thing that he might have been an anti-gunner, a guy that's against guns, that's for gun control, because they said that nobody with any intelligence would think he could use as many guns as he took and as much ammo. So he brought it up there to make a statement how easy it was to have all that. That's one theory, that because there's no theory. You don't go do that.
I think he had that many guns, though, because that kind of stock he was using, they jam like crazy. And I bet he practiced and they jammed all the time on him.
Maybe that's you know what?
It's crazy, though.
Reading a conspiracy theorist thing that, you know, if you're anti-NRA, then you just go buy all that. If you're going to kill yourself, I don't know.
So I didn't know you were a low-carb freak. Do you know you know what is really funny? Is Whole Foods is supposed to be healthy. Whole Foods is the worst place you can go shopping if you want to be healthy.
It's all carbs.
The worst place. Well, actually, their meats are good because they're organic. The meats are good. I shouldn't say that. And they don't have the antibiotics, so I take that back. The meats and vegetables are good, but it is the worst place. I mean, they sell, what did they say, agave like it's some godly nectar. Agave will kill you. Fructose will kill you faster than any kind of sugar. Fructose. And so, you know,
that's fake sugar, though, right?
Diabetics use glucose monitoring because glucose is what you measure. It's just a measurement for diabetes. It doesn't measure fructose. So on Dr. Oz, this son of a bitch had experts on who said, I'm going to prove that fruit's good for you if you're diabetic. And he ate fruit and then tested his glucose, and it didn't go up by 1 point. Well, that's because it's not fucking measuring glucose. I mean, it's not measuring fructose, it was measuring glucose. And that bastard had the nerve to say that you can eat all the fruit you want if you're diabetic. Fruit. And then I remember Dr. Rosedale was at a conference. They said, Dr. Rosedale, do you believe in juicing? Like, and he says, yes. Throw away the juice and eat the pulp.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly. I agree with that.
Then you get the fiber.
Right.
And you get it. Yes.
So easy to use and easy to afford.
But you know, people, the health food craze, the low-fat craze has killed more people than anything in the world. The low-fat thing and the low cholesterol. It's amazing what it's done to people.
855.
They took the fat out, and when they take the fat out,
eggs are good for you.
That's the best. I think it's the most.
Well, God created the egg. The egg is perfect. It's protein, and it's mostly fat and cholesterol.
And that's what a little unborn thing is.
Exactly. That's exactly right. That's what you just model nature. What does it? It's like what, 80% fat, and then you have cholesterol, and you have a little protein. About 10 to 15% protein is good in a diet. But if you eat too much, the thing wrong with Atkins, if you eat too much protein, it literally turns.
Yeah, but what's too much?
Well, no, what he had.
Over 100 grams.
I would say, depending on your weight, something about your weight and the number of grams.
Yeah, it's about a half a gram per pound.
So you half your weight, and that's how many grams you should eat your protein. Most likely you're being overcharged. In many cases, but fat, no limit.
So if I weigh 200, I can eat 100 grams
of protein.
No, that's lean meat. That's lean too. If you're 100 and 15% fat, it's 85 divided by 2.
So what does that come down to for a steak? How many ounces are we talking?
Well, look it up. I don't know.
What?
16-ounce steak.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're just saying you can't sit down and eat.
Unless it's 16 ounces of pure
Yeah, you're not going to sit down and eat 14 hamburgers a day.
But if you're, that's true. You don't want to just do all the chicken and all the meat and all that.
You can eat a lot more.
I generally eat once a day.
And the chicken skin is good for you, and the fish skin and all that.
I eat once a day, mostly chicken.
What the scientists have found is that weight gain has nothing to do with what the amount of calories you eat. It has to do with your insulin, right? So insulin is the driving factor in weight gain. Your body goes through this natural cycle when you're younger. Your fasting insulin rate. A skinny person that's like you, that's fairly skinny, right? Take someone take someone that's a skin and bones, that has no fat on it. Their fasting insulin rate is like 8, right? And I don't know what that is, parts per million, right? A super obese fasting insulin rate is like 25. And what people don't understand about insulin is insulin takes glucose and puts it in the muscle. That's the function of insulin, right? And puts it in the muscle so you can burn it. But the body is very thrifty, meaning it doesn't use your fat to fuel you if it has an outside food source. So when your insulin goes up, it signals the body to quit burning the fat it has. So you're down here, you eat, and as soon as your insulin goes up, the body turns off burning fat and says, we've got energy to burn it. So what happens, the older you get, the higher your resting insulin rate becomes, especially in today's society. And the average American, a super skinny person, 4 to 5, the average American, 10 to 12, the average American that's 20 to 30 pounds overweight in the 15s, and the morbidly obese in the 25s, parts per million. And so the reason fasting works is when you don't eat, your insulin rate drops, and when your insulin rate drops, it signals the body, hey, we don't have any we don't have any energy, let's burn the fat we have. And it's ketosis. So, but your body cannot go into ketosis if your insulin rate is too high.
Now, insulin, if you took the amount of insulin you use in a lifetime and put it in a bottle, okay? Yeah. The people who live the longest will have the least amount of insulin that they've used. Yeah. The more insulin you use, the more mortality. It's directly correlated to insulin. If you can keep your insulin level and not use it, you will live longer.
What makes insulin?
Your pancreas.
And so there's nothing to, when people don't create it anymore, there's nothing they have now.
That's type 1 diabetes.
That can create it, though.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. And we are here to solve your problems. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on iHeartRadio, the app. And you can download us all over the place. You can go to Troubleshooter.com to watch us live, and Referralist.com. Hey, you can download us and listen. So many people do. And if you're listening, no matter what time of the day or night it is, and you want to talk to us, if you call 303-MARTINO, you will get through mostly to our machine if we're not there, and then to our office if we are there, or then to the studio if we're here. It's automatically forwarded. So you can call 303-MARTINO. You can also call, of course, 303-713-TALK when we're on the air like this. Mountain Standard Time, we're on the air from 10 in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. Welcome one and all from around the country. Also, our dedicated Colorado audience, and we have so many people that are moving to this state. Don't forget about Referralist.com to protect yourself. One of the members is with us today, Buddy Mitchell. We're talking about floor coverings, and really what I'm talking about in floor coverings is the new technology is the best, where it seals the carpet and makes it waterproof. That doesn't mean that well, it does mean it's waterproof, but what it really means is if you suspended carpet in the air, nothing goes through it. So what that really means, it's not like you're going to throw water on your carpet, but what it really means is that stains and debris and stuff will not penetrate through the carpet into the padding, because when it gets into the padding, it inevitably gets into the floors. You'd be shocked at how dirty subfloors get and padding. And even if you have great carpet cleaners, like Zero Res, you know, you still have stuff before they get there that gets into the wood. Now, Buddy has replaced plenty of carpets, and this new LifeProof carpet, to me, is the best option in the world. Are more and more manufacturers going to come out with it?
Don't know. I talked to the people at Mohawk, and they don't have any plans to, and they're the second largest flooring company in the United States.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. Buddy, I want to ask a straight-up question. And I don't know how to answer it, because I see people that have giant warehouses and giant spools of carpeting, and then I see you. Relatively, I'm not saying you're small, but you're nowhere near these giant warehouses. And why can you, at SimplyFloorsInc.com, why can you literally undercut those guys? I don't understand it.
It's our overhead. You know, there's a couple of factors. The first is how we buy it.
I thought the big guys can buy cheaper.
Well, we're part of a buying group.
Okay.
It's called FCA Network out of Chicago, and there's about 150 stores, and so
so all of you guys get together and have a buying group,
and we buy together.
So you kind of compete with the big guys.
Oh, we buy it as just as inexpensive as they do, and then our overhead is lower than theirs. I mean, we don't run ads on 9 News at night.
Okay.
So, you know, our overhead, and then our shop-at-home service gives that ability. Our reach is bigger. So even though we have a showroom up on 52nd and Ward, we're running appointments down in Parker today. I have a bunch of beautiful sales ladies out there selling, and they're all have, like, you know, interior design. Some of them are actually interior designers. They come out, they meet with the homeowner.
Okay, so you usually are 40 to 50% cheaper.
No.
No? We're 30 to 40? Tell me what it is.
It depends on the store we're going up against, but we're up to 50% cheaper than some of the bigger people.
Oh, I've priced them. Sometimes he's even more than that.
What did you mean no when I said 30 to 50%? What did you mean no?
I just don't like to overpromise.
Oh, okay.
Right? You know,
no, you're pretty straight. No, you're a straight guy. I understand.
Even the big box stores have their specials. Right,
of course.
That they can do, and so when we're going up against them, we're generally speaking, apples to apples, exact product. We're 5 to 10% less. We have products that are up to 50% less, and then we have products that are, you know.
Okay, what was that weird employment question we had for Sean Olson that came in by email? Do you remember? We were talking about it earlier on the show. Now I'm just trying to find the email. We were talking about employment.
I know.
Oh, it had to do with the Pledge of Allegiance. That's what it is.
Oh, can you fire someone?
Sean Olson. We heard what Deputy Dan? What owner was that? You just shut.
It's Jerry.
Jerry from the radio?
Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys. Okay, I know nothing about this. Anyway, Sean Olson Dallas Cowboys said, you work for me, we own everything, I own the stadium, I own the team, I own this. If you don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, you're out of here. I'm firing you. You can't play. And then I wondered, these guys said, that's great. And I said, well, yeah, I know, I understand what you mean as far as the patriotism and all that. We're not asking for a comment on that, Sean, from the Olson Law Firm as employment law, but I'm asking in general. And again, I'm not giving my personal feelings as to whether or not I think they should stand. Of course, I think they should respect the flag, but let's just say they don't want to. Can you, as an employer, could I say, I demand, Dan, Deputy Dan, we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, or we're going to do the anthem, and I demand that you stand there respectfully?
Sure, they could absolutely do that.
What?
They're a private employer, and the First Amendment does not apply to them in any way, shape, or form.
So can I say we're going to have a prayer to open our day, and you got to pray with us? You don't have to say the prayer, but you got to stand there?
Well, if that's where you go, then you could be getting into some religious discrimination issues, which would be a violation of federal law.
But okay, wait a minute.
How about if they say they don't stand for the flag based upon a religious reason?
So there, I mean, if that's the case, if they could prove that they have a legitimate interest in their religion that says that they cannot stand for the
there have already been cases in the Supreme Court where that has gone down. But really, you do truly have to prove a religious, like a consistent. It's called consistent belief or something where they
deeply held belief.
Exactly, right? That's what it is, and they really do hold up that right. But most of the time, if I'm making a political statement, I, as an employer, I can say to Deputy Dan, you better stand, and I don't care what your politics are.
Yep, you can.
That's shocking to me.
Employment at will.
That's shocking to me. So you can't say you're violating my First Amendment rights?
Nope, because the First Amendment doesn't exist when it comes to a private employer-employee situation.
But if I was a school district, could I fire a teacher for not doing it?
That would be much more difficult.
Wow.
Because then you're dealing with the First Amendment, because it's the government telling you have to stand.
That's exactly what Buddy said. It's the government that can't do it, not private employers.
Correct.
Wow. So okay, well, you answered it, Sean. And this is happening where some of these bosses are saying you better do it. You better do it, and that's why we thought of you, and that's why this email apparently came in. So thank you very much. That's Sean Olson, Olson Law Firm, Employment Law. On my referral list, referralist.com, 303-586-7297. Did you have a question for Sean, Buddy?
No, I was just going to say that, it's like people are innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
We all know that we can judge somebody and say that person's guilty. But if we become a juror and we're part of a jury, then we have to go in with an open mind.
Right. We can privately think anything we want. You're right. In fact, we can privately, and I've made this point before, we can privately hate people. We can be racist. I mean, but we can't practice it in employment or in any other way. But there's no law against it.
Right.
I mean, Sean, I know that's weird, Sean, but isn't that true? I mean, you can be a racist. Like the guy that owned that basketball team, he could be, they called him a racist. He could be a racist. There's no law against that, right?
That's correct. So long as you don't actually discriminate based upon those beliefs.
But you're right, and that's what's weird, is that he wasn't discriminating, but was forced to sell his team, which I find shocking.
Yeah, but that's because he had a moral agreement of some sort or a clause in his contract with the NBA. That has nothing to do with...
No, I understand that.
That's contract law.
That's morals. How far can you take a morals clause, Sean?
Depends on what you contract for.
So, but what if his argument is it's not immoral, it's not impeachable to be racist? I mean, he wasn't making that argument.
In the contract, it probably specifies they answer that question.
Yeah, that could very well be. And it just, it all depends on the agreement and the purpose of the agreement and that sort of thing that exists between the two parties.
See, here was my argument. And again, I'm not sticking up for racists, but here's what I meant. If that guy wanted to be racist, literally, and hate people, and despise people, he had a right to do it. And here's what was weird, Sean. He didn't go out on a soapbox and say, black players are this or black players are that. He didn't say it to anyone. He said it privately in his condo, and his girlfriend taped it. So the way I look at that is, he was really censured for his beliefs, for his privately held belief. He didn't go out and espouse that, and the only reason it violated a morals clause, now listen to the legal argument, Mark, not the emotional knee-jerk, I understand what you're saying. If he's a racist, obviously anyone could say he violated the morals clause. But what if you're privately a racist? And he was privately, let's say, I don't even know if he was, but let's just say for argument's sake, he was privately a racist. Did he violate a clause?
It became public when his girlfriend released the tapes. So let's take you or any other personality. So what happens if you were privately a certain way and a tape came out? Of course it could get rid of someone. Why? I mean, that's the one thing I've never understood with your argument on that.
Well, because
how about if it was a player? Forget if it was a coach.
Because I believe violating a morals clause is violating. In other words, see, if you secretly, Mark, want to kill people, you hate people, but you don't. You just want to. You think they should be dead, and you rejoice when they're dead. That is immoral, in my opinion. But if you just hold that belief, and I happen to tell someone in private, and that person
recorded it,
it seems like I'm not the one out there preaching it.
But it
Sean, does that make sense or not?
It affected the NBA. It affects your employer.
She affected the NBA. He didn't. That's the point I was trying to make.
But it was his words.
What do you think, Sean?
Well, I think it probably had more to do with more than just a morals clause. There's probably something in the agreement that makes them forces team owners to uphold the image of the NBA or the NFL or the NBA or whatever the umbrella organization is. And regardless of how that information gets out, if he said it out loud,
right, I understand.
Someone recorded it, it might not be fair that it got out there, but it got out there. And at that point in time, the umbrella organization probably has a right to react to it.
There was a joke, and it was ingenious on the Seinfeld show one time. They did a show based on how people felt about abortion. But here's how they did it. They happened to be talking, and Elaine talked to just somebody and Elaine found out the guy...
The moving man.
Found out that the guy was opposed to abortion.
Pro-life.
And then she said, I'm no longer going to use you, right? And then this happened to a series of different people.
It started with the pizza place.
Then they're at the restaurant, that Italian guy, that always was, I forget him.
Poppy.
And he goes, oh, you can't, what are you going to do to those poor babies? You can't do that, right? And then she said, I'm never coming here again. The point they were trying to make is, if you truly, do you have to hand a survey to people to know if you're going to patronize them? Because right now, there are plenty of people right now that probably do not believe what you believe. But you don't know that. And you go to their store. But as soon as you find it out, you stop. And it was almost making the point that, what are you going to do? Take a survey? Take a survey of how people feel. The mayor of Chicago, when he said Chick-fil-A wasn't welcomed. Okay, because of how they felt about gay marriage. How does he know other business owners don't feel that way? I mean, he should say, let's take a survey, business owners, and all of you opposed to gay marriage, you should all leave. I mean, what I'm getting at is people's private thoughts. It gets dangerous when you start trying to control them. Anyway, we got a lot going on. I got to take this break. I'll come back to any comments. And Tom wants to talk about People's Choice Roofing. We have Buddy Mitchell here and other things coming up.
You can't make people love America. Just because they stand doesn't mean that they love America. I can't make you love me. I can't make you love God. I want my kids to love God, but I can't make them love God, right? And I can't make think about this.
It's just weird. This whole thing about thought, and what people think. Really though, because how many people would you be appalled at if you knew how they felt about something, or you would never want to be in the same room. But you don't know.
Can you imagine if you said, I will never go to any business that voted for Trump,
right? Or something like that.
I mean, you couldn't do business in
America anywhere. But if you think about it, a lot of liberals are like that when it comes to Trump. They find out. that a business supported Trump, they'll boycott. Well, that's what I'm getting at. Should we all have a survey? We have to make sure you believe.
Excuse me, please fill this out before I walk into your establishment.
Like who was that? Bay? Who's that?
I wonder why
Good
somebody
businessman.
sent me arrest.
Well, how do you feel?
In Texas.
I
don't know.
Oh, me too.
We're
together on that.
Do we have any callers from Texas?
What was it? Joy Boehner? Is that what's her name?
Mark, somebody sent me, and I don't know why, a map. A link to a place on a map.
Send it to me and we look.
Okay, I want to see why they
Fountain of Youth?
specifically to me, but it's weird. It's on my other address, not my.
Send it to me. I want to see it.
That's the deepest I've ever heard anybody dig into a Seinfeld episode.
No, but did you see it? It's ingenious. Because what Larry
And
David...
she really liked the moving
What,
guy.
I know.
She really
What
liked
they
the
were
restaurant.
saying is that you don't know on any given day who is going to be...
She was the same one that thought the one guy at the coffee shop
I'm
was hiring
surprised. But did that when you
women
saw
with
it?
big breasts. But they were all his daughters.
Mark, when you saw it, did that occur to you?
Yeah, of course.
How weird is that?
It makes you think.
We all do business. We all have friends. We all have people
that we would be appalled.
That we would be appalled if we knew their deepest thoughts.
Exactly.
Pretty much any human.
Right.
You know, at some point we've all thought or done or you know,
or thought,
thought something that was repulsive to even to ourselves, right?
My experts at Plumline Services
you're right.
give you 3-second opinions on
I must be pretty shallow when I watch Seinfeld because I didn't think that.
Oh, I love that one.
Oh, I did like it.
And then, remember the movie, here's the most unbelievable part about that episode, that the moving guys would take the old furniture over to her place for free. Unheard of. American furniture, if you want something moved to like your basement, they charge you.
0439.
She also, where was it, that fur? She got mad at the fur. She was also in that fur.
She was very anti.
For a free roof inspection.
Poppy. What did Poppy end up doing to the couch?
I love Poppy.
He peed on it. And then who slept on that couch for a long period of time and then found out that Poppy peed on it?
You know, Seinfeld was great, but his
George
cast
is
of
the father.
characters, George and Kramer and Elaine made that show.
Absolutely.
That show, you see that a
No,
lot.
you think about it, he didn't really do much, but it was his creative writing.
It was him and David.
Exactly.
Larry David.
They were the brains.
Yeah, but you know who else?
George got screwed, though, because I got to tell you, he never had really another gig, man. Elaine came out and did a show.
Oh, my God, she did a lot. And
she still does Veep.
Veep, I like Veep. Stephanie
She's on, he's going to be in a play.
Broadway?
Broadway.
He was a very good actor.
He's a very good actor.
But, I mean, actually, he's very good at serious roles. You wouldn't believe he was a villain in one movie.
He got so typecast with Steinfeld, though.
But you know who was that show like that was The Office.
I never got into The Office.
Man,
Kramer fucked himself with that comment.
Racist comments. Yeah.
He did go nuts, though. If you watch that video, he was trying to say he was being funny.
He was drunk.
He snapped, man.
Or he's drunk or was high or something.
He was crazy.
He got pissed off.
That was like, that's no comedy.
Well, it was a heckler, right? Heckler started on it.
Yeah, but they got to be used to heckling.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's part of that job, man.
I was in New York this year, and this guy got up, and he's like, "Today's my birthday. How old do you think I am?" And he was obviously like 30. I was like, 45. It blew his whole stand up for the next 10 minutes because I called it 45. He was just like...
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere, and you can call at 303-713-TALK. I'll take this quick comment from Joe just because before the break we were discussing it about the NFL, one of the owners saying he's going to fire his players if they don't stand. Go ahead, Joe. And we were doing that, by the way, for those listening, under the guise of employment law we were talking about, and this show does discuss all of that. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You know, the NFL rule book does not mention anything about the national anthem, but
you're correct. A lot of people thought it did, but it doesn't.
No, the game operations manual does.
Oh, I didn't know it did. I thought there was no mention, and that was a myth. Are you sure it does?
It does, because a guy I went to high school with did play in the NFL.
I'm going to, for argument's sake, let you continue, but I didn't know it did. So are you saying then basically he could fire him for that reason?
Yeah, okay. I have it pulled up on my phone right now, and if you want me to read it,
I saw the one that's going around. that people claim.
Yeah, it's in there.
But well, I heard that was not true. That was manufactured, but like everything, like a lot of things on the internet. But again, I don't care.
But even if it wasn't, who cares?
Yeah, you don't have to read it, Joe, because as he said, you could do it anyway, just as an owner. In other words, you don't have to have the NFL to back you. If you were an owner and you wanted to make that a policy, you can. And so here's the thing.
No, I mean, my friend that was there, like, he treated that as an employment contract as the rest of us would.
Right, I understand. And again, I'm not disputing that you have that in front of you, and somebody sent it to me as well on email, but then I heard, again, I don't know. I'm saying I do not know, but I heard that was a phony. And that really was just made up, but I'm not sure. I wish, you know what? But even if I talk to the players I know, I don't think they even read the damn thing.
But it doesn't matter, as we just learned from Sean Olsen. They can fire you.
They can fire you. That's right, and that shocked me that they can fire you for that. How about this, Ezra? How about this? Why do we have? And again, I don't mean to stir it up, but why do we even have a national anthem at the beginning of a game? Why? I mean, why is it necessary?
I think it started out as a recruiting tool.
It was a tradition.
No, I think it started out as a recruiting tool. I don't remember World War II, Vietnam, what era, but they were going after a certain kind of people.
Well, just ask Google why. You know why? I just why
before NFL games?
Why the national anthem before any games?
I'm pretty sure it was a recruiting tool.
Well, we did it in high school.
Pledge of Allegiance. Oh, you mean the
before a football game?
Yeah, I think so.
I know we did.
Yeah, that makes that's all funded by the government, though. That makes sense.
Let's talk. By the way, while we're waiting, Tom has a roofing problem. Go ahead, Tom. What's happening, sir?
I have a contract with PCR Roofing, and they're not finishing the job.
It's called what? Is it People's Choice Roofing? PCR? Is that what it is?
Yes, Tom.
Okay. Now, when you say they're not finishing, they did start it?
Well, yes, they started with the roof, and they repaired the roof with shingles, telling me that it was better than my 24-gauge standing seam metal roof that was being replaced.
What did you contract for, Tom? That's what counts. What did you contract for?
Roof repair and siding repair.
Okay. Did they do what they contracted for? When you say roof repair, were they supposed to replace your roof or just repair places?
Replace the roof with metal roofing.
But they did not replace it with metal. They took your metal off and put asphalt on it?
Yes, a grade 4 shingle.
Well, that's a violation of the contract, even if they say it is better. If you wanted a metal roof, they can't just do that. Is it that blatant? They absolutely just came out and literally violated the contract. It says to replace with a metal roof, and they put an asphalt one on.
They sent out their representative and convinced me it was better than a metal roof.
Gotcha.
And I agreed.
Okay, gotcha. So now, here's what I want to know. And again, just for I know where we stand. Did they, in their mind, finish that roof? In other words, if I ask them, do they think they're done with this job and it's just you that has issues, or is it acknowledged by everyone it's not done yet?
I think they believe they're done with the roof.
See, that's why I asked this question. So many contractors think they're done, and people are not happy. Why do you think it is not done?
Well, there's another part to the contract, which was the vinyl siding.
And what were they supposed to do?
They were supposed to replace it. And also,
did they replace your siding?
No.
Did they do anything to your siding?
No, they're not even protecting my home.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, did they do any siding work at all?
No.
So, if you show them the contract where it says to replace siding, how do they justify that?
He says there's not enough funds.
But he's the one that priced it out, right?
He's the one that priced it out.
I'd like to see this contract.
Yeah, me too. How much was the entire job on the contract?
$43,360.
And
that should get a typical metal roof on a typical size house.
Well, that's plus siding.
Okay.
How big is this building or house or whatever it is? How big is it?
Well, it's a 2,000 square foot home. It has 3,400 square foot of siding. I'm not sure of the roof. I can't get it.
All right, listen. Can you send us that contract? Did he break it down in the contract?
It's a poorly written contract, and
well, we have to see
my mistake.
We have to see it. If it says anything about replacing siding and roofing, it's not that poorly written. What about People's Choice Roofing? We need to call them. I mean, they think that they're done right now, and when you say, I want my siding done, they say, well, we don't have enough funds. Did you say, then why did you bid it at that? I mean, I don't understand. Where are we going with all of this? Have you actually paid them?
Yes, my mortgage company told me since the job was over $40,000 that he needs to hold the money in escrow in his account since he's my roofing and siding contractor.
Well, that's wrong. So you released $40,000 to him?
First on the check.
It doesn't matter. So, did you sign the check?
Yes, sir.
So they have all of the money or just $40,000? How much do they have?
$35,526.70.
Okay, so $35,500 they have. $35,500. Sure. And is your insurance going to pay the rest?
They recently, I've been discussing this with them. And
what do they say?
They gave me the check for the rest, and they said,
okay, fight it out.
File a supplement if he needs more money. Well, he won't file the supplement.
Okay, we need the before we do anything on this. So far, we know they have $35,500. They gave the balance to him, so Tom's sitting on the balance. The guy won't do a supplement claim. He won't do the siding. I don't understand any of it.
I've got to say something.
Yeah.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Don't pay a cent till the job's content. That's what Jay says.
You're content,
and
right.
so many times, these things would be done if everybody did business that way.
Now, I want to make this clear. I am not necessarily saying you don't pay a cent. Okay? People think I say that. I don't say that. It's okay to pay something if materials are delivered, if work begins, if they have to special order things, but there are ways to make payments to protect yourself. Mainly credit card payments, not debit, but credit card payments, and also full written contracts, and then you verify materials were ordered. We got more coming right up.
How do you get a 2,000 square foot house, $35,000 for or for asphalt shingles?
And the siding, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, we're out of funds. We don't have enough funds to do it.
Yeah.
And your roof cost $35,000.
It did. They probably got paid
because
for
a 2,000 square foot. I had heavy shakes.
Metal also costs a lot more to install. It's not just the price.
I don't know about tear off, but I had really super heavy shakes. Roof got destroyed. They came in, put on class whatever, high impact,
class 4,
good shingles, and it was $17,000.
Yeah.
And I have a metal 3,800 square.
Metal costs probably, I'm not going to say double that, but maybe 2.5 times that.
But they didn't put metal on; they put asphalt.
I know. I just wonder what the insurance company paid for.
I bet you're right.
If they paid for metal.
Well, it sounds like it at $35,000.
Yeah, but so how do you go out and spend $35,000 on an asphalt shingle roof?
You fuck the guy. That's what they did.
Yeah.
Most
I mean that's.
Can the insurance company demand we paid for metal?
No,
that's what you got.
Because I had the choice.
That's who paid.
They came in. The insurance company comes in and says, "We're going to replace your roof and make you whole. You have shake shingles." And I'm like, I don't want shake shingles. Well, we're going to pay you for shake shingles, and then you can do what else. And then I took the extra money and had my house painted because they said, no, we're not painting your house, even though I needed my house painted.
Right. So shake, you're talking wood shake.
I went from wood shake to asphalt.
We probably dropped your insurance rate.
Well, yeah, my insurance went down after that.
Plus you went with the class 4, which drops it.
Right.
But, I mean, everybody's getting rid of shake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in fact, you can't have it in the mountains.
Tom, Mark, he's going to fax that contract for the roofing, so I'm going to have to go downstairs in a minute.
Okay, so it says, Now, the country, using your shades with a touch of a button, easier than ever. Programs that our nation clothes for safety.
World War II is where it finalized.
They work with so many smart devices.
National anthem.
Control them from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, because everybody loved the country back then, and you would
It brought
stand for
everybody
it.
patriotism.
Yeah, because
And
we're in
it
a
started
war.
baseball, and then
Yes.
expanded to all the sports.
Well, once it happened at baseball, then that was the birth of all sports in America. And I think baseball is great to play and horrible to watch.
Kind of like golf?
Yeah, I love golf. I love playing golf. I'm horrible at it.
No, you like
but
watching
I never watch it.
Yeah.
No.
Independently owned and operated franchise. As for details.
It was World War I.
When they first did it, but continuously it was World War II.
Yeah, but
They said it started, the answer turns out,
you understand why it was World War I, because they finally came up with systems that
there were
you
live
could play.
military. Most of them had military bands.
Or refinance. Hi, I'm Ross Kaminsky, and did you know
And they played it during the very first one, played during the seventh inning stretch.
You may even be able to take out cash to pay off some of your existing debt.
Game one of the 1918 World Series.
That's right.
Of course, your mortgage interest is also
Then World War II just continued.
But the players were also inside the locker room up until '09. Then they started coming out.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
They were always inside. The reason they started coming out, NFL patriotism funding.
Ah.
What does that mean?
What I was saying, it was basically some form of recruitment.
So they got some money from
The Department of Defense paid for patriotic tributes to professional football, baseball, basketball, and soccer teams.
and all that says is they
These
have
paid
to-
tributes included on-field color guard enlistment and re-enlistment ceremonies, performances of the national anthem.
Do you even think,
And it makes perfect sense. You know why?
it's necessary? Would you care if it's played at sporting events?
I like it.
I like it too. I love it. I love standing up there with my
gives me
kids
chills
and they were
every
But you
time
little.
I hear it.
but you love America.
Well,
and
of course.
that's the whole point. If you don't love America, then I can't make.
But here's the thing, though.
I can't make
A
you
lot
love
of
America.
a lot of
America-
these
no, no.
stadiums.
They
Hold
say
on.
they do love America, but they don't like this or that or the other thing. And my argument is nothing will ever be perfect.
A lot of these
Absolutely.
stadiums are also publicly funded.
And another thing is weird is that that this one guy absolutely said that minorities in this country are deprived of their basic human rights. Why are people saying that? Why? I mean, seriously, what am I missing here?
Well,
I mean, how can
I
you
believe
say
in
that?
privilege.
Anybody can say anything.
I believe in
on that.
privilege. I just don't believe in
But
racial privilege.
But no one is deprived of their basic human rights. How can they say that?
What basic human rights are.
Obama phone and
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Buddy Mitchell is with us from SimplyFloorsInc.com. And 52nd and Ward is their showroom. You can, we're going to be talking to him through the show. So we were talking about People's Choice Roofing. We're going to get the contract. And then Alex has a problem with Denver Auto Hail Repair. Is that the one, Mark, that we had?
I don't think so.
That's
the one that went around to all the public schools.
The one that had hundreds of cars in queue, and they said they were 4 or 5 months out from getting
And paying rentals.
and they were paying on rental cars every month. We figured to the tune of $80,000 a week. It was some outrageous business plan that had to fail. But I don't know, Alex. This may not be the same company. I think it is, though, Mark. I think it is. Is the actual name Denver Auto Hail Repair?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Well, I'm actually speaking on behalf of my husband because we're right now at the body shop. But yes, it's that one, and yes, it sounds like it is because we do have a rental that they're paying for according to our.
So how long have they had your car? Yeah, it is, Mark. It is that place. I looked at it.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so they've had it since mid-June, and they did give us a timeline of 4 to 6 weeks, and we were very patient. We gave them that 2-week grace period before even, checking in. And when we checked in, they just said a very vague answer of, call us back in 2 weeks. It's in the body shop. So once again, we were patient, understanding that there was probably, a very big backload with everything that happened with the hailstorm.
Well, they took on, what is that saying? They bit off more than they could chew.
Exactly. So yeah, we checked, not lying, 2 weeks, up until last week. We're like, we have to go in. We're just getting vague answers. So we went in last week, and they just basically told us the same thing in person. It'll be done by next week. And we're the ones that are consistently following up on them. No calls back, and it's just like it's.
So you're there right now. What do they say? You're there right now.
We were there like an hour ago. We just went to the body shop by ourselves because we've been reading review after review that they're getting cars back that are not even fully done right. The paint's not done right, and I mean, it's our vehicle. We want to at least see it to see what's been going on. Are they lying or what's going on? So we're here at the body shop right now to see if our vehicle is at least what they're saying it's supposed to be. But I'm not there. I'm just outside.
Yeah, they're so upside down. We talked to the owner at length.
I do not know how they're going to survive.
Well,
I don't know what to do about this.
Here's the deal.
So big.
They have at least got a rental car right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
That's about it.
Yes. But we were wondering, so we haven't paid anything, like they just have the adjustment part of the insurance, but we have the $5,700, and we were just wondering, like, how does that work in regards to if we do get a vehicle that's not done correctly, do we have to pay the full amount? When we went there, I told him, like, we've been seeing review, we want to hear like something comforting, like what's going on, and he said basically us popping by is an inconvenience, and then he's tried to call me ignorant.
Wait.
I believe everything that I read on the internet, and I was like, what? No.
What? Okay, so this is unbelievable. I mean, I just keep saying that you have a rental. So, Mark, what do we do with this guy? How many cars are there?
I hate to say it. I think
there are hundreds
there's
of cars
nothing we're going to do on this one.
Because he's going to go out. They're going to go out of business. I do not see how they can physically stay in business or economically.
I don't either.
Are there like literally hundreds of cars there?
Yes, well, I want to say, I mean, he said something from 20,000 to 30,000 customers, and that's why they can't follow up on everything. And I was like, I understand.
No, I believe that.
Like,
I believe that. I don't know where they're getting their money. How are they paying for these rental cars?
I don't know, and that's what I was telling my husband. I'm like, I'm scared it's going to turn back on us, or, we just want
have you paid them anything yet?
No, we have.
Don't pay a dime. Don't pay a dime. Can you get your car out of there?
That's what, Alex, do you want to talk to him?
Yeah, let me talk to Alex.
Here. Okay.
Alex.
Hey, how's it going?
Can you get your car out of there, man?
Oh, I went to the body shop, and the body shop people have been, like, really nice, and they explain everything.
Well, they do seem nice. I mean, we've talked to the owner on the phone. I don't know how they're doing this, Alex. They're paying like 80 grand.
It wasn't the owner of Denver Auto Hail. It was the owner of the body shop
where
my truck is.
Well, did he job it out?
Yeah, I guess it's like a partner or something, but the guy at the body shop was a lot more, honest and upfront about everything.
What did he say?
He took me to so when I went to Denver Auto Hair Repair, the guy's like, we can't take you to the body shop because you're going to inconvenience them and all this other stuff. And then I go to the body shop, and the guy's like, oh, no, please come by anytime you want. Like,
all right, so when did he say he'd have your car done?
He said, the guy at Denver Auto Hair Repair said it'd be done by the end of this week.
Okay, so why are you calling today? What's going on?
It's because he's said that like 3 weeks in a row.
Oh, God. Can you see he's actually working on your car or not?
Yeah, I went to the body shop. I could see, there's a new hood on my truck. It's getting ready to go into paint.
Okay. Man, at this point, Alex, since they're paying for the rental and your truck is there, at this point, I would wait. I mean, there's no other choice, really. You can't get it out of there and start over. I mean, God, this is terrible. There are hundreds of people going through this. Hundreds. Yeah.
And then I just wonder, I know I've heard you talk about Colorado auto repair laws, and I don't know if they've broken any of them.
Not really. Not really. This is totally different. Your car was brought in there. It's an insurance job. It's a body shop. It's they didn't give you an estimate, and they're not going over it. So it's the kind of thing that it's not the Auto Repair Act. I don't think that's going to have teeth. Obviously, you have Consumer Protection Acts, but big deal. Even if we caught them, I'm sure we could say that they're misleading the public or doing something. But even if we said that, how is it going to help you when your truck is sitting there and it just needs to be finished up and they're paying for your rental? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even if we found them in violation of something, and I don't know why the authorities haven't looked into this guy. Maybe because he's paying all these rentals and he plans. I mean, he actually hasn't done anything wrong yet. He just is basically stacking up customers to a point where I think it guarantees failure, for God's sakes. I mean, I don't know how he can do it. But you are at a point right now, you're better than most. At least you saw where your truck is. You saw it has a hood on it. What I would do is check back with us. Please check back with us on Friday, which is car day. And he said it's going to be done. Let's find out. And then we'll go directly to that body shop with you. But, Mark, this is something you maybe ought to go see up at Denver.
I don't know what good it's going to do, though. If they're paying for the rentals right now, here's what I'm afraid of.
How are they doing it?
Did these guys actually sign for their own rental and they're going to get reimbursed?
Oh, Alex, did you sign the contract for the rental or and guarantee the payment?
No, I didn't sign any.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Okay, well, then if you didn't, that's incredible. We got more coming right up. I'm Tom Martino, and I want to tell you about Joseph A. Lazzara. He's a criminal defense attorney, and if you need help, Joe Lazzara can help, and I hope you never need him. He has a lot of cases when it comes to DUI, and that's too bad because that is probably the most preventable thing you can have. You can just get a designated driver, use Uber or Lyft. But, you know, some people, they think if they are innocent, they can do it alone. No, no, no. You really do need an attorney. And if you're guilty, you think, I'll just plead guilty. No, you need an attorney to get through the system and to minimize the impact on your life. LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
I'm so far behind. Oh man, I got to tell you, this Denver Auto Repair place. I don't know what to say, Mark.
There's nothing we can do.
Well, are they
Because they're trying to get them done right now. I mean, what else do we do at this point? We can't make them go any faster. The guy came
Do
right
you think they're
on.
going to be able to get more money from the insurance company for the long rates for the rental?
It's not their fault. It's not the insurance company's fault that these guys took more than they could chew. Why would, think about how crazy it is. They did it.
There's something going on. There's no way they can stay.
They're so far behind.
Yeah, but you can't have, and they're still advertising.
It's too weird. I mean, how do you spend $80,000? Mark, didn't you calculate it was almost $80,000 a week?
Or a month, I forget.
And he came back saying we're only paying $23 a day. I'll bet you they charge his insurance company $60 a day or something like that. That's how I bet you they're getting caught.
You mean on rentals?
Yes.
Most people don't have insurance coverage when it comes to rentals.
I thought the insurance company pays for something. No? Am I wrong there?
My insurance company does.
Is there a way to do stories?
You can have rental insurance and buy it.
Is there a way to do stories like we do pushes? Or do you just boost a post? How do you get more viewers for a post? I mean, how do you just boost it?
No, fuck no. If it's something I want to, like for the bathtubs, for Bentley baths, when I push that out, who do you think I pushed it to? Certain people,
But what if we want to
certain
get people,
ages associated with AARP.
But we want to protect people, plus we want to get popular. Just popular. What do? Do you still push it to a specific audience?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing I put out doesn't go to a specific audience.
Okay. I'll leave that to you then. But I want to start pushing certain things that I think are really hot topics.
Like when we went after, what was that automotive place in the Springs?
Yes.
Truck.
And like when we do like...
Well, I found out who their biggest customers were, and one of them happened to be Frito-Lay. So anybody that worked for Frito-Lay in the circumference around them, I closed their world in on them quick.
Oh, I got a call on that today and stuff.
Yeah, what happened with that?
She kept on. She owns a daycare, right? So she was sick, and she kept on pushing it back.
Let's not even help her then. We're done with it.
Well, no. So she was going to bring it in on Thursday.
I bet she didn't.
I'll check on that.
This is so weird. What do you've never probably you've looked at a handful of roofing contracts in your entire life. What kind of roofing do you think that is? I'm not going to even point anything to you.
No, but Mark, he did admit that he agreed to the asphalt, Mark. He agreed to it.
Right.
Well, okay, then...
He's not disputing that. The only thing we're wondering is the price, and does it say that they're going to replace the siding and all that?
But he got okey doked.
He got okey doked, man. And the contract says metal, if I'm reading it right.
Yeah, I know, but then he agreed.
This guy is a milquetoast, boring man.
Is he?
Well, listen to him.
Yeah. I feel bad for him.
That's on tear up. It says metal roof.
See, but look right above it. I think he was writing ... 4 words, because ProPanel is a brand of metal roofing. ProPanel high-grade metal roofing. That's kind of how I read it. But I also read it the way you just did. So, and did he have metal on there before?
Yes.
There is no reason it shouldn't be replaced with metal
I know that,
for the same price.
I understand that, but he agreed to...
He agreed verbally. He didn't agree. This
I
contract
understand
says,
that.
when it
But
says
but
nailed
if
for
it's not
shingle
the-
is not applicable.
But if that's not the issue, why are we bringing it up? I just want to help him with what he called about. I mean, what are we going to say, tear the whole roof up? I mean...
Well,
he's
he
not
needs to
calling-
get the difference in between a felt roof and a metal roof, which is going to be way over fucking double. A metal roof is at least double.
At least double, right.
Oh,
At least double.
And then if they dispute that, say then put the metal roof on.
Mine, like in an
I
asphalt,
get what you're
would be
saying. No, I know what you're
17,000.
saying.
Metal would be 50.
And
Mine's
he says
3 times.
there's not enough funds left. He's full of crap. This guy, they're saving money already.
Right.
They're making a ton of money.
I have a 3,400 square foot house, put a new roof on, and it was 17 grand.
And that's not metal.
And that was asphalt. And the other thing is they tore off my shakes, which was way more expensive. I mean, I don't know.
Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center right now is offering free test drives on hearing aids. If you have a hearing loss and you want to try them out, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, there are no strings attached. You just have to pick the one you like. And, of course, they will let you try it out with no obligation. Here's what I like about them. They do not only hearing loss, but they battle tinnitus, and they have a great treatment for tinnitus, and they have a trial period for that, too. It's a little different than the hearing aids. Call for details. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. Mark has a contract there in front of him. Let's just talk to this guy that had a problem with People's Choice Roofing. And, by the way, I want to tell everyone, we have lines open. Please call in. We will get to you. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, here's the deal, Tom. You have a problem with People's Choice because you switched from the contract, which was metal roofing, to asphalt roofing, and not only did you do that, but they did not side your house, and it said they were going to replace your siding. Does it say it, Mark? Does it mention siding on that contract?
I'm still looking for that.
Okay, we don't see it on the contract, Tom. Was the siding on your contract?
It's on the right side.
It says
under manufacturing.
It says and all materials to be combined with 7 to 10 days of the date. Roof first, then siding. I mean, that's really the only.
Okay, but here's the deal. We feel like you...
Oh, no, I see it. I'm sorry. He's right. It's got 1,633 or something like that, yeah.
We feel like you can get them if they're a legit company. Now, they're just going to go out of business or they don't care. There's nothing you can do about it. But if they're legit, you have them over a barrel because they agreed to put on a metal roof and then you let them not put on a metal roof. You could technically go back and demand that metal roof because they should give you money back. That asphalt roof is going to be cheaper than a metal roof. Did they say they would? Did they tell you that the asphalt roof was going to be cheaper?
They told me it was the same value. Their representative and
well, they're lying to you.
Oh man, the metal is at least double.
Out of a Tootsie Pop, so I don't know.
Well, Tom, I'm telling you, you did get taken advantage of, bro. You got taken advantage of. Not only did you get less of a roof, but they didn't side your house. I think we call them up straight up. How can they just simply say we don't have any money left? I can't. Are you sure that's what they said?
So his last text to me, won't talk to me.
Well, they're going to talk to us.
I thought I was working on a solution, so
Yes.
I tried to get a bid on my roof so I could find out what that shingle roof was worth.
You're okay.
We can get that for
Gave me
you.
the bid, called them up, and told People's Choice Roofing they were fired. I gave them not permission for that, but
Who told him he was fired?
just someone giving me an estimate on my roof.
Wait, who gave you an estimate?
Is that the public adjuster you mentioned in your email?
No, it was just another company.
Wait,
and
they
might have
literally
done
called People's Choice and fired them.
That's what they. That's what.
Hey, has he done? What's been done? The siding, the roof. What's been done?
The siding has not been touched. Is that right?
Right. A shingled roof's been done.
But it's not complete, you say, right? Or is it?
The roof's complete in shingles.
Okay.
There's just no siding on the house.
Okay.
No protection
All
on
right.
the house.
So you should get money that they saved from that siding, from that roof for sure.
Well, and the money that they got for the siding they never
Now
did.
listen, these guys. Mark, can you call them? I'd like to know what excuse they give.
Well,
I want Mark to. What's that?
Before you call them, there's a number. There's a better number.
Okay.
Well, let's give it off the air for
Yeah,
this.
hold on.
I want to be able to get through.
This is bizarre. Bob, what's going on?
Hey, I just got a quick question.
Yes, sir.
I have a tree on my property with our heavy snow. There's a branch that kind of hangs over in my neighbor's yard. And if it falls and hits his truck, who's responsible?
Well, his homeowners will cover it, possibly your homeowners, but unless you do something negligent or against the law, like if you're supposed to trim that tree because it encroaches on his property, if there's some kind of ordinance, and you break that ordinance, he could go after you on something called negligence pro se, which means it's basically it's a done deal. You were negligent because you broke the law. But if there are no laws and it's not dangerous, you're not required to do anything, and you can't be held responsible unless you're doing something to contribute to it. If he argued, hey, you should have known it was dangerous, it was old, it was rotting, you should have taken care of it.
I think. Well, I just had it.
But he also has an obligation. He also has an obligation to do something if he wanted that tree removed. Has he ever asked you to remove that branch?
No.
I would say that's why you have insurance, Bob. Even if he did come after you, that's why you have insurance. You literally have insurance for this reason, and let them fight it out. But I wouldn't worry too much about it. Oops, I'm sorry. I don't know how that happened. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Buddy Mitchell is with us from Simply Fours, Inc. They want to know, just in a word, and then we'll talk about it more, is luxury vinyl tile also waterproof?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Is all of it waterproof or just some of it? Do you know?
I believe all of it is. I've never heard of any that's not.
Okay. We have a lot more to talk about on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around, 303-713-TALK. Call us now. Lines are open. 303-713-TALK.
If you want luxury grand
Address, they say.
I don't know why. Why did they do it?
And it's like just an old rundown house or something.
Mark,
Next to an
you
oil
have to
patch.
start the hour. I need to make an important phone call to the pharmacy, okay?
Yeah.
That's the one with the middle roof?
No, this is he just got this email out of the blue with this address.
5919. That's 303-386.
You want to call People's Choice? You want me to?
At artofgranite.net.
Can you call the roof?
Yeah, I didn't know if Mark was. You want
I
me to
didn't know
call
if
the
Mark
roof?
was.
Yeah, if I got to start, you're going to have to.
One thing that's being missed, I think, is
Here's
there's part of the siding's like flapping damage, like
Yeah,
there's
but he's
no
saying no one's
protection.
done it.
I think maybe they took some part of it off.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He said my house.
Maybe it was the guy that takes it from one side of your house and replaces it on the other. Remember him?
Dan, wait
We
till
had
we
a
go back
contractor,
to
buddy.
call, you know?
Imagine this.
I have the owner's cell phone number.
You go to your insurance company. They give you money for siding on one side of your house because it's messed up. Just one side. The contractor goes to the other side of the house, removes the siding, and puts it on that side of the house.
And
And
the bad
leaves you
side
with
is-
no siding on the other
No,
side.
he took the bat and put it over there.
Oh, that's right. He put the... I forgot he
In the
did
back.
that. I guess that's better than leaving it
Yeah,
blank.
yeah.
That's crazy. We saw it for our own eyes.
And so he had decking. He had to put old decking he ran out of decking halfway through, so they just didn't put decking on the roof, and so the roof went like this and had a little dip in it where they had decking.
Properties before last year's election. The Washington Post reported
That's going through a lawsuit. I don't know how
the tech
that's.
giant mulls over whether to testify before Congress about the breaches.
Who was
Facebook
that?
has already turned over thousands of Russian ads to Congress.
I can
Google
see that
said in a
sign.
statement that it is investigating any attempt to abuse systems. Fox's Colonel Scott in New York. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This report is brought to you by the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer.
Snow moves out this afternoon. High today.
Siding $1,600. There's no way. Siding's going to be way more than $1,600.
Wednesday, sunny and much warmer with a high of 67.
As a busy parent,
Oh,
taking your child's temperature shouldn't be as stressful as fighting through traffic. With the Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer, one gentle scan of the forehead is all it takes. If only the commute were that easy. Pick one up at your local club warehouse or other fine retailers.
Picture your home with new windows, new siding, a new sunroom. This fall, you can save on all of them with...
Oh, I finally bought a toolbox and a workbench. Harbor Freight finally had the coupons I wanted.
So you got that hardwood.
Big hardwood workbench. It's this thick.
It's got a
nice.
It's got a little
Crank
vise on there.
Yep, a little wooden vise. Yeah. And then I got the big toolbox is about yay by...
Probably the same one I got.
It's huge. It's real tall. I love it. What'd you pay for it?
$80.
Yeah, fuck you. I got mine $299 in the workbench. Ready? Did you buy a workbench?
No, our friend did 119.
109.
Have your energy bills falling year
And then I got some other crap. You can't go in there without buying crap. I got a free flashlight, free screwdriver. Come on, man.
Not the same
High
day.
five! High five!
Not the same day.
No, not
You only
both
get one free thing per day.
I got the screwdriver. Then I made Suzanne go back in line and get the flashlight.
It's like Christmas.
What else did I get? I got a fully unmonitored or automatic battery charger. So when the battery's full, it automatically turns off. 6 volt, 12 volt,
battery tender
with coupon, $24. No, you're thinking of the tender. This is an automatic charger.
Well, all chargers are automatic.
No, they're not. The old one I have, it's not that old. In fact,
If you put it on trickle charge and stuff,
it doesn't matter if it's on trickle charge or not.
Martino on 630 KHOW.
All right, welcome to the show, the only show of its kind. We solve problems, answer questions, we take your complaints. You know what we do. My God, say it with me. We get directly involved. We try to help you. We try to help everybody. If you're new to the show, well, thank God you found us. You're going to be surprised how much money we can save you. We always expose the bad guys. As Tom says, it's like a big spotlight we have, and it's called a radio station, and it's called the Internet, and it's called everything. What is it? What? What are they down? Podcasts, all this crap? We have more podcasts download than I think any other iHeart, with the exception of maybe one. Tom, is that correct? One?
It's one of the top in the country.
It's 100,000 plus all the time.
Right, so listen, here's what I want to tell people. They can still call 303 Martino. We do help all over. Now, Mark, on this...
the contract?
Did you call those guys? That is bugging me, man. I tell you, that is bugging me. That company is screwing that guy. Yeah. People's Choice Roofing. Dan, I'd like to know straight up. I mean, the contract is simply violated. They didn't do the siding. And also, ask him about that price differential.
Oh, it's massive.
Buddy Mitchell, did you introduce him? Simply Floors?
No, you interrupted me in the middle of my cadence.
But thanks for covering. I want to know... we have to warn people, Mark, about this.
We're going to call them and find out what's going on
there. The auto hail business. That Denver...
Well, they're trying to do what they can right now.
Denver Auto Hail Repair. But, Mark, there is such a thing, as that expression goes, biting off more than you could chew.
That's what they did.
Buddy Mitchell, you're in the floor business, right? People order. Would there be a point, seriously, where you'd have to turn people out, or at least tell them, look, we're maybe looking at 6 months. I'm not saying that would happen, but really, what do you do in a case like that? These guys have a 6-month waiting
queue. But there's no problem with what you just asked him. If Buddy says, hey, we can't do it for 6 months, he's warning them. These guys told him, all these people originally, it would be done in 4 weeks, and they're going on 6 months.
Do you recall that they were telling him 4 weeks when we
Yes. That's the original, the teachers that called up.
Suzanne, let's get an update with that owner from Denver Auto Hail Repair.
Yeah, he came right on. He did. He bit off more than he could chew.
So, buddy, what would you do? When you get really busy, what do? Do you tell people?
Yeah, you just have to set proper expectations that, hey, we're out 4 weeks. I think right now I'm kind of worried about the hurricanes in Florida and the hurricane in Houston.
For supplies?
Yeah, these manufacturers, you know, they're going to have a hard time fulfilling what's coming.
It will affect all of us.
It'll put production dates out a while. If you want to get your flooring put in before Christmas, you need to start getting on it now.
Oh, that's a good point. And people always want things before the holidays.
Yeah.
Or they wait till after January, right?
See, Buddy's smart because he doesn't overpromise then underdeliver.
No, he does this.
So, yeah, but sometimes when it comes to marketing, it's hard because that's not what people want to hear. People want to hear you'll be done in a week.
The best, the cheapest, the fastest.
That's right. And then they end up going with that person that's not straightforward. So it's so tough when you're marketing, isn't it?
When it comes, no, I've never.
If you're an honest marketer, it's tough.
I've never seen anybody as straightforward. So let's talk.
No, wait, I got to say, I said it last hour.
Next.
Jay Bretz.
Oh, of course.
That's as straightforward as you can get.
I meant in the floor covering business.
Got it.
But Mark, think about it. Really, we'd
be out of business if everybody did it like Excel Roofing.
Okay, we'll talk to Val.
And Buddy.
Val, but what I wanted to say is on the referral list, seriously, we get to know people. It's bizarre. Again, I'm using that word bizarre because it is. If you truly think about it, it's a form of advertising that is based on relationships. We know these people. Okay, what's going on, Val?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's happening with you?
My truck was stolen about 2 weeks ago.
Oh, man.
I just got it back Saturday from the Aurora impound yard.
You know, it's almost better if they never found it. Do you know that? It's because then you get, you get your value maybe. But man, when it's been like abused, has it been abused?
Yeah, it's got some damage inside trash. It had a shell on the back. They took that.
Are they going to make you whole? What's the problem?
That's it. My insurance company, Acuity, through Compass, they've been real good so far, but now I'm working on trying to get all the pieces together, who to fix it.
Well,
I'm just taking tomorrow to
I'm going to tell you,
for electrical.
Be careful in the body world, please. We have great body shops, Mark. What part of, you know what? When I say what part of town, it doesn't really matter. When it comes to a body shop, I would say, Mark, it's worth the trip. I mean, it's like, you don't ask for somebody to do heart surgery if they're close to you. You don't care. We have some really good people. Michael's Auto Body and Glass. This guy is a perfectionist.
Oh, he's so
and
good.
You will love this guy.
He's out, though. The first thing he'll tell you is he's probably about 3-4 weeks out.
And then, Colorado Auto Body, they've done work for me personally.
Yep.
Colorado Auto Body, they've been with me for years.
I used them when someone ran over my car years ago.
Oh, somebody got mad at Mark. It was so funny.
That was actually them. I used them.
And
they took a big Suburban or something and literally ran over my little sports car.
It was a Ford Expedition. No, the big Ford. Anyway.
Yeah.
So seriously, Val, a Colorado Auto Body, and then.
You're right. I'm in Commerce City. I did talk to that Colorado Auto Body, and so I got an appointment with them.
They're good people. Good people. Yep. And yeah, because they would be real. The other place would be Michael's would be far away. But I wish the best to you, man, and just make sure that you don't get screwed by insurance. We can help you there if you have a problem. We have lines open 303-713-TALK, and we're calling People's Choice Roofing. And now it's Dan's turn. Go ahead, Dan. What's happening? Dan, are you there, sir? Okay.
Hope he's not on delay. He said his wife got caught up in an internet scam, Tom.
Well, I want to help him. Okay. 303-713-TALK. See if he's there. I'm going to put that on hold. 303-713-8255. Okay. Speaking of the referral list, I'm going to take the referral list at random. What keyword would you put in there, Mark? I want to just do something.
Flooring.
Well, we got Buddy Mitchell. Do another one.
Okay.
How about this? How about I want to do pipe.
Pipe.
Literally, I want to see if anything comes up.
Pipe. Yeah, you'll get some results. I'm not sure
I don't know what you would get. If I just want to do it random and I want to highlight somebody.
A lot of plumbers lay pipe.
Let's highlight somebody. Okay. Axiom Inspections and Radon Mitigation.
You know what's weird?
What?
I just got a kudos. I got to find it. Let me find it, and I'll read you what it says about them. That's so bizarre.
It's locally owned and operated, serving the entire Front Range. Axiom Inspections is your best choice for home, commercial, lead, asbestos, and mold inspections in Colorado.
This is so weird. This came in at 8:34 this morning.
And I picked this at random, honest to goodness.
I just wanted to pass along an email I sent to Axiom after they installed a radon mitigation system at my house. I also wanted to thank you for having such a wonderful contractor on your referral list.
Their number is 303-482-1459. Deputy Dan.
That's so bizarre.
Deputy Dan just got off the phone, I think.
With that roofer.
And then let's get Denver Auto Body on, too. I mean, Denver Auto Hail Collision, or what the heck the name is. Denver Auto Hail Repair. Okay, our number is 303-713-TALK. This weather is affecting our phones for some reason. I don't know why, but you can get right through. Seriously, it's weird. It's like, I don't know.
There was almost no... Oh, it's a holiday. You're Italian. Come on, my man.
Is it really a holiday, though, anymore? Is it still a holiday?
There was so less traffic this morning, and it was snowing. I couldn't believe it.
So do you think the banks and stuff are closed and all that still? No.
Oh, they are for sure. It's Columbus Day, Tom.
Really? Columbus Day is observed. I thought it was politically incorrect and they weren't going to observe it anymore.
Someone wants to change it to, I read it this morning, a different name.
Indigenous Day or something?
That's it.
Okay, and you can also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Okay, so, is Berber still in? I want to know that, buddy. This emailer wants to know if they can't find Berber. They can't find Berber, they said. I don't know. What is Berber what they're referring to, that looped one?
Well, that's... Most people think that. Berber actually means multiple colored carpet.
That's what it means.
Yeah, but back in the day...
But what they're talking about, is that Berber around?
Yeah, we have a lot of looped carpet.
Looped carpet. It's literally looped.
If that's what they mean.
Wouldn't that be horrible for dogs and cats?
It's not great.
Okay.
No, it can run like a pair of nylons, right?
Adam, what's happening with you? Hello, Adam.
Hey, Tom, earlier there was a caller. His house was shot up by his neighbor.
Yeah, his drunk neighbor shot a high-powered rifle and went through a few walls.
Yeah, one bullet. Let's not say it was shot up, but yeah.
Well, why would you need an insurance claim? It's the size of a dime. Can't you put some wood filler in there and call it good?
Wait a minute. It went through an exterior wall, for goodness sakes.
God, he does bring up a point. What exactly do you do?
Yeah, you're right, though. It probably isn't much
One piece of siding. Maybe a drywall repair. What else?
I don't know, but you're right. It isn't a lot. You're right too, Mark. There isn't a lot of damage as far as expanse, but you know, who knows? That is a good point. But you do need insurance. Come on, or it's going to cost. You got multiple walls. You got the exterior wall. Sharon, what's going on with your car insurance?
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
I bought a salvaged Kia 2014.
And you knew it was salvaged, right?
Yes, I knew it was salvaged.
Got
so my question is, I've been hearing that if something were to happen, I got into an accident, that they wouldn't cover it because it's salvaged.
Not true. Not true. I believe that you have coverage. When you buy stuff like hail damage cars and stuff, and you don't have it fixed, if it's not fixed, they will subtract what the condition of the car. They will subtract the value of all damage from any future claims. But in a salvage, Suzanne, we can check with Compass, but I believe let's just ask him. But I believe right now, Sharon, you will get insurance on a salvage vehicle as long as they know it and you don't hide it. That's the point. 303-713-TALK. And I also want you to get ready for this special coming up on Pro Auto, because it's only going to be for 5 callers in each location. So I want you to be very, very adept with your fingers so you can get in there. So when you listen, you start dialing, okay? But right now we're talking about anything on your mind. And what did they say? Deputy Dan, you called People's Choice Roofing. They charged the guy $43,360. They only got paid so far $35,000. But they did the roof, and not a metal roof, but they talked him into an asphalt roof, but they wrote up the contract for a metal roof. We think they should have money left over from there to give to him. Plus, they didn't side his house. What did they say?
He said, I'm having breakfast with my family, I'm busy, and he hung up on me.
Wow. And that's People's Choice
That's Richard Duran.
Roofing. Richard Duran.
Richard Duran won't talk.
So I'll call him in a half hour.
Did he say to call back?
What was he having? Breakfast?
Breakfast with his family.
Wow, that's a little late for breakfast.
It is a little late.
Well, Richard Duran, no, and I'm serious.
I mean, if you're up drinking till 3 a.m.,
I hope he's listening. Because if People's Choice Roofing has a side, that's what we're doing. We want to get your side. Tom is claiming that you did not side his home as the contract states, and also you put an asphalt roof on that he agreed to, but is there any price differential?
Oh, yeah.
I don't see why People's Choice Roofing would not want to address a problem. You can address it off the air if you want, but you should address it. We're not going away, People's Choice Roofing. We dedicate ourselves to helping great businesses and putting bad businesses out of business. We don't go away. Just know that. We do not go away. We're not sure this is a ripoff right now. We don't know. That's why we're calling you. It's a courtesy. We're not trying to be hurtful. We try to help.
Well, my scumbag alerts on the raise over here.
When somebody hangs up right away and they don't care about...
And they're eating breakfast at 12?
Well, yeah. I mean, that part, okay, fine. But we're not going to ignore this, okay?
Budweiser and...
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Alaramis, I warn people they got to get ready with their fingers to dial this. And we say dial, we really mean to enter the phone number 303 Pro Auto. What do you have for them?
So here's the deal, Tom. We do the Pro package, and this Pro package now, just for this weather, you see it today, you got to get some things ready. Your windshield washer fluid has to have the right protection. Your coolant has to have the right protection. Your tires, your inflation, your pressure that you have on there, and about changing the oil. So we'll do synthetic blend oil change, tire rotation, and we'll put wiper blades. Winter blades. Those are the covered winter blades. The prices on all that stuff has gone up. Well, I'm keeping the prices down on it, giving you a great deal. We're going to do 5 callers each location, $28.95, Anco or Splash winter wiper blades.
Cool.
Standard sizes. It's a deal.
All right. It's definitely a deal. And he has 2 locations, near Evans and I-25 and near Bowles and Santa Fe. You can call for details. And it's 303 Pro Auto, 5 callers for each location, only $28.95, 303 Pro Auto. Now, if you're looking to sell a home, do you know what comes to my mind? The very first name. Right? Say it. Say it.
Frank Duran, the real estate man.
I wanted Dan to say it. Everyone knows that. Frank Duran has been helping my listeners for years, and he has grown, meaning that people are trusting him and referring him, and he loves it. He has a team to buy and a team to sell. No matter what side of the transaction you're on, he will work tenaciously for you. He is a great guy. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622, 920-1622.
From the L&L.
Travel across metro area freeway system.
He was rather rude to me.
What, do you think he's a prick, basically?
Oh, I do. My scumbag work went up with he okey-doked this guy so big, talked him into a...
Pardon me, do I need to can Tom with the roofing problem for a while?
Yeah, unless you can get his number so we can call him back if I get him.
Yeah, we definitely need to be in touch with him.
Okay.
I'll call back about 20 minutes.
Yeah, this guy screwed that guy.
Oh, totally. Big time. My little good sales tactic, yeah, it's a better roof, you know.
Oh, of course. Paper's way better than plastic.
And steel.
Well, actually,
that's right.
Steel's kind of a tough roof. You can't walk on it.
Oh my goodness! I put on a steel roof, but once they're on, they're like 100-year roof.
But you can't walk on them though, right? You want to go up and
I think you can.
right? Doesn't it bend it? Oh, it doesn't? Oh, okay.
Hold on. Okay. Rocky. I'm so excited. I shouted out, Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. You see this weather? They got all kinds of pick-me-ups, 4-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, front-wheel drives, SUVs. If you need it, they got it. And you know what? And if they don't have something you have one day, you wait a few days, they are constantly moving that inventory. If you go to 63rd and Federal, they're ready for you even today. And they even make some special deals on days like this. They really do. They really do. Now, even though all the prices are clearly marked, they have wiggle room once in a while, especially on a bad day like this, if you catch a guy who's just sitting around. And you know what? At Rockies, they don't like sitting around. They like selling cars, and they pay the best values on trades because they turn around and sell those cars there. And they have 40 lenders to choose from. 303-426-4646. That's 63rd and Federal.
Right now, 14 million men are living with prostate cancer. These are our fathers, uncles, sons, brothers, and friends. And me. I have prostate cancer. In the U.S., 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed, and a man dies every 20 minutes from this disease. In support of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, please join me in helping the Prostate Cancer Foundation emergency registry council as we work to save the male.
Can't download what?
Learn more and get involved. Go to SaveTheMale.org and tag all the men you love with life-saving information.
Hi, it's Dave Logan from my dentist, Willow Creek Dental. You know, I've been blown away with my first visit to Willow Creek Dental.
What's your number one
dental care called the Willow
call on? What's your number one product? Is it carpet, hardwood, or LVT?
Carpet.
Carpet by shitload?
Yeah, we're half carpet.
Wow.
And then the rest is everything else.
Would you say the average house is 75% carpet compared to other flooring?
No, it's about 50-50 now.
Okay.
The newer homes, the older homes are 75. You know.
I guess our old house was probably more. Our new house, I mean, the entire...
I'd say the whole basement is usually carpet. That's the smartest thing to put in.
We got LVT, half in the basement, half carpet.
Yeah.
Is that because it warms? It's a warmer feeling.
Yeah, well, and also the uneven floors. LVT is hard. You have to level the floor. That makes good sense.
Genesis Total Exteriors. I'll tell you what, they won't rip you off. Genesis for roofing, gutters, painting, fences, decks, and interior, bathrooms, kitchens, remodeling of any kind. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Good people. Good people. They won't hang up on you if you're asking where your money is like these other guys did. GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509. 303-679-8509. So somebody says, Tom, how is it that you can do commercials about good guys and then slam bad guys? Well, here's how I do it. Genesis is a great company. Now, this other company,
People's Choice Roofing.
People's Choice Roofing, we're not sure of.
Not so good in my opinion.
We have a contract here for $43,000 some odd dollars. They said they're going to side the house. They didn't side the house. They said they ran out of funds. How is that, since the original contract was written for steel roof, metal roof, and instead he has an asphalt roof, which, by the way, he did agree to, but that should have saved this guy some money. And this guy is, as Mark coined that phrase, he okey-doked him, and we tried to call him to get him on the air. He says, I'm having breakfast with my family, and hung up. So that's either he wants to avoid this, or he may talk later.
What number did you call?
We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt. What number did you call, Dan? Can you shout that over to me so I can copy it down?
719.
What?
720.
720.
341.
341.
7899.
7899. Now, his name is who? What is
Richard Duran.
Richard Duran.
Dick Duran.
Richard Duran. Duran. Okay. What were they famous for? Lip syncing, was that? Lip syncing.
No, Duran?
No, that was the other card. I'm sorry.
You're thinking of Vanilla Ice.
No, those two guys that were lip syncing their songs.
The
Milli
Beatles.
Vanilli.
No, Duran were good
Milli
people.
Vanilli were the lip syncers.
Milli, okay.
Yeah.
I can't get them all straight. 720-341-7899. Now, I do want him to tell his side of the story. We want to solve problems. We're not looking for a fight. But we don't go away either.
You can tell by the way this guy handled it, though. Deputy Dan doesn't exaggerate.
Let's talk to Compass Insurance Group. We have a weird question. What was the question? Man, I'm getting senile.
It was about insuring salvaged vehicles,
You're
Tom.
Right.
The caller hung up, but I figured you still wanted to answer it.
So, Jeremy, that's good. Jeremy, if I buy a salvaged vehicle, you know that people buy them and rebuild them, put them on the road, and I'm talking about not a sneaky way, but I out and out buy it. I know it's salvaged. Can I get insurance on it, bro?
And let's say it's a nice one.
Yeah. Can I get insurance?
You can get liability insurance. I do know of 1 or 2 companies that will not insure a salvage vehicle, even for liability.
But wait a minute. So you can't get collision coverage?
Depending on what caused it to be salvaged.
Like if it was a hail damage, it's different.
There are a couple companies. Most companies do not want to do physical damage on a
Oh, my goodness. I did not realize that. I told her, sure, you can get insurance. But now, listen, if she doesn't tell them...
Not full coverage.
Then she could have a contested claim, isn't that so?
No, because when he puts in, whoever a broker is, puts it in, Jeremy, doesn't it show a salvage title?
No, we will not see that on our end.
Oh. So how would she get caught, for lack of a better word?
Well, because I don't know. Okay, that's a good question. Can they get caught?
The problem ends up being more when the value, so if they have comp and collision on there, and there's the car gets totaled, the value of a salvaged vehicle is dramatically lower.
But how do they know it was already salvaged?
That's when they typically find out.
I
so if
gotcha.
the adjuster finds out it's salvaged at that point, they're going to want to pay out a real decreased amount. Well, the insured's frustrated because they're paying a premium based on the assumption, the vehicle's not salvaged. That's why insurance companies typically like to avoid it, because there's too many arguments after the fact of what is the value of a salvage title vehicle. They're not set up to be able to charge them off the salvage title, so people get frustrated. You're paying, you have a relatively new car to keep the comp and collision on it. They're charging you based on a non-salvaged payout, but come claim time, they're only going to pay for the salvage, and that's where most companies like to avoid it. But I do know there are companies
if they didn't salvage, if they weren't doing full replacement and they were just fixing something on a salvage vehicle, you would still get it fixed then properly. I mean, really, your only true loss, like you're explaining, would be if there was a complete loss of the vehicle, a total?
Well, if they know it's salvaged, they're not going to want to pay more to fix it, because most of the time the salvage value is going to be a lot less than the cost of the repair.
So what I'm getting is it's just risky. If they do insure, you're going to end up getting screwed.
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking to a company and they're fully aware that it's salvaged and they're letting you put comp and collision on it, it is an option. I just want people to understand they're still charging you the rate for, the comp and collision that is not the salvaged value at the time.
No, I understand. So it sucks all the way around. If I were you, if I'm a consumer, I wouldn't get it. That's it. I wouldn't get it.
Yeah, I mean, the salvage title, especially we see this a lot with claims that are totaled, and they give them a buyback option. I think it's a great option for the right person in the right scenario.
Okay.
But people just have to really be aware of all the pros and cons of what comes with that.
Thank you, Jeremy, with Compass Insurance Group, our experts on insurance and home of the famous insurance checkup, 303-996-9000. All right, so, Keith, what is happening with you, Keith?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Wanted to give you a call, and I know you don't do it often, but I've heard before how you'll reach out to your audience, and if somebody is in need of employment or something like that.
Sometimes we do that. Yeah. You have to be, well, no, you don't have to be anything. We like helping people out. What the hell? You had enough gumption to call us, as my mother would call it, so let's see what you need.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm currently a student, and the reason I think it's significant is I'm spending all my time focusing in areas of preventing mass shootings and security of mass gatherings.
How does one do that?
Yeah, that's a good question. How do you do it?
So currently I'm a triple major of psychology, nursing, and criminal justice.
Wow.
And involved in the security field as well in the past. So, I know you have a like-minded audience, and wanted to reach out and see if there were any opportunities I didn't know about there, especially in these times.
What kind of job are you looking for right now? You're in school, so what's your school schedule?
Right, and it's mostly online right now, and I'm flexible. So I'm looking for a part-time or full-time, anything that's employment or full, maybe paid internship. I'm also very handy. I've done some banking in the past.
All right.
And
how old are you? It doesn't matter. I shouldn't even ask that. I'm just curious that you're taking on a new major. How old are you? It's not.
Yeah. So I'm currently 37, and I'm in my third year.
What'd you do your first life?
First life was marriage and family and retail, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, man. Let's put the word out. What do you want them to do? Call you? Now, beware of scams, okay? Obviously, beware of scams.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I host my resume online, and I was hoping maybe a church out there, might need some things with security or different larger.
But what do you do? I don't understand. You put up security cameras. What do you do?
So it's physical security. So it's going to be response and medical protocol and different things like that I'd like to get into.
All right. I heard enough. You can put out your number. And by the way, speaking of numbers, our lines are wide open, but don't get them confused.
I really want to know what he does. Can you explain it a little more?
Oh, you mean for his career?
No, like he's saying a church or someone to call for what, though? He's not explaining it.
In other words, he's not saying...
Like a bodyguard? Are you a bodyguard?
No, I mean...
That's what I'm saying. What do you do so people understand?
So he's saying if you want to get a job, help us to help you.
Exactly.
Tell people what you're willing. He's saying he's handy, he can do almost anything, but Mark is saying specifically what can you do in your field of endeavor?
Oh, specifically, I can apply all of my security information within, security teams.
I'm just going to shoot myself.
No, I know what he's saying. He doesn't know what you do. We don't have a clear picture of what you do.
Okay, Mark, I currently provide physical protection for corporations.
So you are. He's a bodyguard.
Well, how would you, like if I want to hire you, what would you do? When you show up for work, if I want to hire you, what do you do?
Do everything from...
Okay.
It's not just me. No. Let me give you a hint.
He's being specifically vague.
Yeah. You know what? In business, seriously, you say something like this. Mr. Martino, I can come in and I can help you grow your referral list because here's what I do. I specialize in contracting and I know a lot of contractors and blah, blah, blah. Or you can say, you know what? I believe that your church is lax in security. I can do a security analysis. I can provide security on Sundays for you and your congregation. I can
assess the entry points, the exit points, and tell you what it needs.
I can supervise security guards, or I myself can help you. Or you can say, I'm a handyman. I can put up fences that do this, do that. I mean, you're really not explaining what kind of a job you want.
Yes, I do that. All of that you just mentioned. And
if you have,
he's kidding us.
Wait, what are you studying right now, by the way? Are you studying to be a policeman?
No, I'm not.
Investigator? You said something about mass shooting. Seriously, what is your field of endeavor that you're studying?
Right, so the field of endeavor is going to be private police and private security.
Security, okay. So he's
a bodyguard.
Like how to assess risks at gatherings if a corporation is having a convention.
Correct.
Or something.
Like the private security, which was at the concert that the event just happened at.
And so you would supervise the security, set up checkpoints.
Right during school, I just would like to work for an organization, doing
like a guard, like a security guard. Or something like that. Okay.
And developer, yeah.
I think, honestly, Pepsi Center's constantly hiring for security personnel.
Right, and it's not necessarily, in school now. It's something to where the local security market and the contract security is, it doesn't pay very well and it's very mismanaged. So I was reaching out to more more professional internships.
All right, here's what we'll do. If anybody's interested in anything they heard,
or everything they heard,
they can email us. We'll take your number.
He's kind of like Deputy Dan. Deputy Dan's my muscle.
You can email us live@troubleshooter.com. I don't mean to make fun of you, but seriously, a lot of people who look for work do not define themselves. Buddy, you're a professional. What do I mean by that? They don't define themselves. When somebody comes in to work for you, you want to know what they can do for you. You shouldn't have to draw it out of them. Isn't that right?
Yeah, he hasn't defined in his own mind what he does.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Because, Mark was asking him, what do you do? And, what I thought is he probably teaches churches how to be more secure.
Right.
Right?
Maybe. Or he was a bodyguard.
Or he's a bodyguard. Right?
By the way, Pure Water Choices.
Like Dan.
Pure Water Choices is on Facebook. Go like the page and I'll tell you why. Unlike a lot of useless Facebooks, and I mean a lot of them are, this guy has a great Facebook page. He is the owner and he writes all about the hype, the facts, and the fiction, everything about Pure Water Choices. He sells filtration systems, conditioning systems, and he is one of the guys who is straight shooting. He's not going to lie to you. He's not going to scare you to death. He's not going to talk about how dangerous your water is. But if you want pure water and you want to know the truth about it, for example, a point-of-use double filtration system, that's the only way you can get everything is double. You have carbon and you have a sediment filter. Carbon is for the gases. That runs point-of-use about $500 or $600. Okay, depending on the installation. And he can evaluate your water and your installation. Whole house systems, and that's for conditioning as well, to make your pipes last longer, plus give you pure water, around $3,800 for a whole house. Now, the reason I tell you this is because he wants you to know the truth. He doesn't play games. So if you go to Facebook, look for purewaterchoices.com. Yes, that's actually his Facebook page name, purewaterchoices.com. And then you can read some of his very, very interesting articles. That's purewaterchoices.com. And for your evaluation, call 720-219-7818. 720-219-7818.
This report is brought to you by the Exogen Temporal Scanner Thermometer.
So, what do you want to do for a living? Well, I want to go to church.
All that. He had no idea what he was going to do.
He has no. I think he also said he was going to be a nurse, security.
That's one of those degrees.
And what was the other one? Nursing.
Well, a lot of times you're going to school and you get this idea in your head, and he hasn't formulated it in his head. He has no idea what he wants to do. My brother-in-law actually does what he's talking about, but he works for a company. He just moved to Uganda.
Uganda.
Yeah, because okay, so you're going to go on a missions trip, or you're going to go and you're going to serve whatever, and you go into Uganda. How are you going to react if someone jumps in your car and carjacks you, right? So he trains people on how to deal with that idea.
In Uganda.
But for all over the country.
Well, but I'm saying specifically for what area he's doing.
Well, no, he's there, and so a missionary, is who he works with mostly, or people, will be going into the Sudan. And they know that in the Sudan, this, and this happens.
Yeah, I got it.
How do you stay safe?
Correct.
Because you've never really thought it through. And it's like, I don't know if you read that book, Extreme Ownership by the Navy SEALs. You've got to plan and train for every eventuality. So you're driving down the street, you and your wife, and a guy comes up, sticks a gun in your face, and says, "Get out of the car." Well, you're going to give him the car, right? You don't want to die. So you get out of the car, he jumps in and drives off with your kids in the back seat. So you hand the guy the keys, say the car is yours, and then you climb in the back seat, get your kids, and get out of the car, right? But if you're never thought about it, and you're driving, a guy sticks a gun in your face, and you never had
you're going kids are in the car.
Right, or guys breach your compound, because you have a compound. And so he's actually going with, that's cool. Not Navy SEALs, but they're Navy SEALs. What are they? Special Forces. So the company was started by Special Forces guys, and Scott goes in and does the counseling. You were in Uganda, you got attacked. Now you need to be debriefed and you need to talk it through and blah blah blah. That's what my brother-in-law is doing. But this guy wants to do something like that, but he has no.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. All right, if you want to get through, you can get right through. The weather's been bizarre today. A lot of people probably tied up doing things. It's a holiday. 303-713-8255. Yeah, but on holidays we usually get more calls now. But although we've had spurts of full lines.
The strangest day I remember, you weren't here, you were out flying your helicopter, was the eclipse.
Yeah, that was weird.
Was it a weird day for the phones?
It was, well, everything was like, just different, man. I felt like I was doing more of a general talk show. It was really bizarre. Everybody was checking it out.
303-713-8255. Steve says he has a client that didn't pay him. Steve.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, man, what kind of business are you in?
I own a sound staging and lighting company.
Yeah, So, wow, that's odd. Not odd, but different. It's kind of cool. So, what do you do? Like, you work for who? Like,
yeah, private companies, municipalities, private promoters.
So you have a place that people can rent?
It sounds like he sets up like stages, like at a festival or something.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I have those trailers that fold out into stages.
Oh, very cool. And then you do the lighting too?
Yeah.
How elaborate can you get?
Do you do the sound system?
Yeah, no, I can, we can do turnkey packages up to about 6,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Events.
But the big guys always travel with their own stuff except the stage itself, right?
No, typically the big guys will like fly in from out of town. They rent the drum sets and guitar amps, and they specify that the promoter provides a sound system that it meets X criteria or Y criteria.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about but the really big guys, they travel like a show, like the Pepsi Center, don't they?
Yeah, like Metallica's got like 3 semis.
Steve, you're in the business, right? Did you ever work as a roadie or anything?
No, okay. I've been doing this for about 15 years now.
Okay, but the big guys, when they come in, I often wondered, do they go to a city ahead of time? They have like their scout go and see what, because I imagine every installation is going to be different for their big shows.
Oh, yeah. No, every venue has various idiosyncrasies that they have to deal with.
But you can do a turnkey for medium to small to medium events, and you can do a turnkey. So basically, I say I want this stage and I want this light.
I'm not so sure 6,500 isn't a large event.
No, it's not that large.
That's pretty big.
Red Rocks is around 10,000.
Oh, okay. So it is pretty big. So who didn't pay you?
Well, I'm not sure you want me to.
Okay,
the
Beatles? No. He works for the venue. So who didn't?
No. Well, it was a client who wanted to put on 3 different events. I've worked with them quite a bit in the past.
Okay.
2 of them happened on the same day, and 1 happened a couple days later. Typically, we get paid either at time of load in or immediately after the show.
Okay. And they didn't pay.
I was told that the payments were being quote processed, and they're
When did the events take place?
About 2 months, coming up on 2 months ago.
And what were the events?
There was a private party at a bar downtown. There was another one that was a car show.
What did you do for a private party? Like, what would you do? Set up what?
In this case, there was a relatively large name band that came in to perform in an intimate sort of situation.
Really? Can you say who it was?
I honestly don't remember who it was, to be totally honest.
And it was a private party?
Yeah, it was a private
Because Elway, didn't he hire the Eagles one time when he retired from the Broncos? I think he hired the Eagles. I've been to parties where,
but we've done things a lot like that. So it was something probably no one nearly as notable as the Eagles, but
no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but it was that sort of thing. Somebody wanted to. It was at a bar downtown. Somebody wanted to put a relatively.
So who was the client though? The bar
promoter.
Was it the bar owner or an individual?
No, the promoter who hired the band.
Did the bar get paid?
The venue. Yes, as far as I know.
So you worked. The promoter is the one that hired you, not the end user.
Correct.
They hire the promoter, and then the promoter hires all the underlings, and you were one of them.
Well, they typically partner with the venues because the venues are very happy to have their place filled. So they offer their venue and their services at little or no cost typically. Sometimes even pay for it. So
okay.
So that was kind of the situation. In this
all right. So how much are you owed?
About $9,200 at this point between these 3 events.
And do you know that the guy has money or the place has money?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. This is easy. I mean, really easy. You can either do it yourself or you can hire, but I would hire a collection attorney and simply tack on collection. I mean,
okay.
Now sometimes they don't tack on collection, but if your contract says normal collection fees, if they have to go after you and all that kind of stuff, did you have a contract?
Yes.
Okay, because a lot of you guys, that have been around a long time, I know from being in the business of, lights, camera, action, and all that, when we do stuff, a lot of times they don't formalize it. They just, you show up for a shoot and bill you later, and so you actually have a contract.
Well, I'll tell you this. Typically, our contracts are completed by tendering a payment to us. Rather than signing on the X, if you know what I mean. So
you don't actually have anyone who promised to pay. I mean, you can still. That doesn't mean you can't get paid, but you don't have terms and conditions. Is what I'm saying.
I do. I mean, they're stipulated. They're on our website, and they basically say that once you enter into an agreement with us, either by signing or by tendering payment, that you agree to these terms and conditions, which include collections.
Good, excellent. That's what I was saying. So really, you need to just get, and again,
why would they say they're not paying you if we asked them?
It's just being, it's just taking forever. They say it's being processed, and
you know, we can call them. We can call them behind the scenes. Just say, look, we got a complaint, or with that. But you didn't want to mention them, so and you don't have to do that on the air for us to call them. But
yeah, I don't want to muddy the relationship. I mean, they are
us calling.
They have,
when we call, it muddies the relationship a little, even if we try to be nice.
Right, you know, and it's you know, I work with them a lot, and I just think there's some sort of there's some middle management person there that's probably just dragging their feet, or I have no idea really what's going on. But it's at the end of the day,
here's the deal, man. Since you have that contract, we can give you a collection attorney. Now listen, we have a consumer collection attorney that does. We have more than one, but here's the deal: if you want to go business collection, it's a little different animal, and they don't necessarily see the need to be on the referral list right now, since a normal consumer wouldn't hire them usually ever. So it's Frank Ball, B-A-L. I think you have the number, don't you, Suzanne? And again, it's a weird situation where our referral list hasn't to date really been business to business as much, but we probably should start that because so many businesses get ripped off.
How long's that guy been in the biz? What did he say?
15 years have you been, Steve?
Yeah.
Did you ever do anything with Barry Fay?
No. Barry Fay. By the time I was just getting into the industry, Barry Fay was kind of
getting out.
Getting out.
I used to love listening to Boyle's interview Barry, and
I had
you
him
did
on
too.
Barry was a very interesting character. He knew so many people. It's weird.
He knew things about some people that you would never believe.
Oh, I know. Hey, so Kat, what's going on? Hi, Kat.
Hi.
What's happening?
You helped us out on August 9th. I called, and it was about the JMBK roofing, or JMBK builder, Matt Franklin, and it ended up going downhill, although we did end up getting him to the point where he got the garage framed. We did end up having to let him go. He ended up where he just continued to lie to us.
Oh, crap.
But I wanted to thank you for what you tried to do and how you tried to help us out there. We're still trying to recover money from him that he promised on your show that he would.
Maybe we should. We need to follow up. Why give up? We're not going to give up. He promised on the show to refund money.
Yeah, $1,300, and I just want a waiver release, a lien waiver, and that's all we've asked for. Home Advisor.
Now, what was that? That was where you found him on Home Advisor, and I said, what did they do? And at least they made a phone call for you, right?
He doesn't sound smart enough to actually lien you.
What was that guy's name?
Matt Franklin.
Yeah. You know, we should really, if nothing else, put him on their fleet.
If that's all you're worried about, though, honestly, until he sends an intent to lien, I just wouldn't even worry about it.
You know, a lot of these guys, they're just bad business people. They don't know enough to do it. But, Kat, I'm going to have Deputy Dan call you because I'd like to just follow up with that guy, maybe get him on the Sleaze Brigade. Suzanne, can you get Kat's number off the air and make sure we have it for Dan? Okay, Mike, what's going on? Oh, I got to take a break. Mike, hold on, and we'll come right back to you, okay? I want to tell you about Ideal Home Loans. Right now, Ideal Home Loans, this is amazing. They have something now called the Down Payment Protection Package. Cover all or a portion of your down payment when you use an FHA loan to purchase your home. Okay? So the policy is paid for by Ideal Home Loans. It's really a policy. So if ever you lose a home or anything happens and you have 7 years from the purchase date, they will, listen to this, they will cover your down payment, so you'll always get your equity out, that down payment. And the policy stays in effect even if you refinance once you go through Ideal Home Loans. They also, of course, have the interest rate guarantee, so if interest rates go down for anyone who buys or purchases over the next 2 years by just 0.75%, Ideal Home Loans will refinance you free of charge. It's just a great relationship, and they are ideal for your home loans because they are looking out for your best interest, not theirs. 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
The highway driver may...
Yeah, I know. I was making him sound small, but he's not.
He does